Joined here by fabulous chair version of Mark. Oh, no, there he is. Yep. And he's made it.
I exist.
He made it this week.
I'm trying to eat and cook at the same time, multitasking.
Oh, what you make?
Smoke detector go off.
I'm eating sushi, and I was going to make some arrozi frioles, but the countdown went too fast.
Is that how you say arroz? What? I was like, are you trying to say rice in Spanish?
It is. That's how we do it in SoCal. That's how us that's how us half whites say it in San Diego.
Oh,
it's a
okay.
Very specific accent.
Oh, I was confused. I was a little taken aback. I was trying to make sure I was hearing what I was hearing. So,
dude, so many people actually say it like that out here. It's actually kind of crazy. So I started to say it like that now, and I feel like all my Spanish has been like removed.
God, cringe so goddamn hard. Oh, okay.
Don't come out to San Diego then. You'll lose your shit.
All right. So obviously we got Mark. How are you? We missed you last week.
I know. I'm good. I'm good. Been busy. And
how was Ghostbusters? Since that's the reason why you weren't here.
Oh, it was so good. I don't care what anyone says. I think if you like grew up in our age range and you remember the real Ghostbusters, think of a live action movie version of that show and not something that was a continuation of like the themes of the OG style Ghostbusters.
But that was the best Ghostbusters content was that cartoon.
I know. That's why a lot of people who don't like the movie, I don't think ever saw the show. Because that's what I felt like. I felt like it was a live action version of that show.
Now, people were speculating that you'd be missing out on tonight because of Godzilla X Kong, which you apparently did see.
Mm-hmm.
And how was that Toku adjacent content?
Well, it is Toku technically. I'm saying, but it was the worst iteration of entry in the MonsterVerse. Honestly, it was. I was like waiting for the credits. Like, did James Wan direct this? Is this Fast and the Furious but with kaijus? Like, that's what it felt like. It was just, if you go in, you just want fun and action, it's all right. But if you're a fan of Godzilla, like, you're gonna be disappointed, especially after how good -1 was.
So it's mindless action.
Yes.
Oh,
a lot.
See, this is what people get. They complained about the original Godzilla movie of the MonsterVerse, saying like there's not enough action, there's too much cock teasing, we just want the action. And now pretty much this is what this movie is. It's nothing but action.
I love the 2014 Godzilla film.
So I thought it was
good.
Yes.
Look, depending on what version you have and how dark it is on your TV, but I love that one. But yeah, this is the exact opposite. Like, if you had a kid play with a bunch of like MonsterVerse toys and filmed it, and then like, okay, this is the script for the movie, and then you just go and get a big budget Warner Brothers and just adapt that little like 4-year-old playing with the toys, that's the movie.
Yeah,
that's actually, oh man, hold on, I'm taking a note of that. I'm putting that in my review. Like, that's a good one. But yeah, that's how it was. It was. Would I see it again? No. I'll buy the Blu-ray for the collection, but I probably won't rewatch it.
Not the 4K, just Blu-ray?
Well, obviously 4K Blu-ray, sorry. I forgot.
Get the VHS. Make sure it's in super SD.
Yeah.
So I don't have to see the disappointment in high definition.
Yeah. Connect it up to an old CRT. Make sure it's a black and white CRT too.
Yeah.
We have, and this is my current, we have the Disney Princess CRT VCR combo because my wife loves Disney so much. I found one in the box, and I got it for her collection.
Wow. Oh, nice.
I wanted the Shrek one, but it's not about what I want.
Yep.
It should be about what you want. That Shrek one's really cool looking.
I was just gonna watch adult DVDs on it too.
Now you got all 3 popcorn buckets apparently, right?
No, from Godzilla. No, I didn't get the popcorn buckets. I got the stupid drink buddies, and they're in the car because I didn't use them at the movie theater. Because you can get a 3-pack of them for like $30, and I was like, that's a good deal because the little buddies look cool. Or individually, they were like 15, and I was like, this doesn't make sense mathematically to me.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't use them when I was there. I just kept them in their little packages, just like this.
Ooh, what's this?
Ghostbusters for the trap. Popcorn buckets.
Nice.
I didn't use while I was there. I'm a sucker for. I can't put my anything in that one because it closes down like this, and that's how you get injuries.
But I didn't Lonely Island do a song about that featuring Justin Timberlake?
Yeah, but the box, the way the hole in the box was fine. This is a ghost trap, so it closes like this. I'm not.
You'll find a way. I'm sure you'll find a way.
Yeah.
I mean, where there's a will, there's a way. I can definitely.
Yeah.
There's gonna be some ectoplasm somewhere.
I already know who I'm gonna call too.
Okay. All right. Well, Ash, welcome back again.
Yes.
How's everything going on your end? I've been seeing your videos doing pretty good recently.
Thank you. Everything but the Boonboomgers. No, but yeah, I've just been uploading. It's very quiet when it comes to Power Ranger news. No Power Rangers will be at WonderCon 2024. Hasbro left them behind, like Home Alone. Every brand except for Power Rangers, and I think Indiana Jones is going to be there. So it's the brands they only care about. But apart from that, yeah, just been playing Final Fantasy, Yakuza 4, just solely gaming, working, eating, sleeping, the usual.
You finished Final Fantasy yet?
No, he's not.
No,
we were just talking about it. Yeah,
I said that earlier. I'm almost on chapter 10, and then Zio laughed and
he's like, I'm about to beat the game. I'm on chapter 9. I'm like, yeah, no. You got a good 20, 30 hours left, my guy. You ain't done yet.
Yeah.
You're getting there.
Yeah.
You about to unlock more shit, more stuff.
And knowing me,
side quests.
And knowing me and my ADHD and completionist, I'm probably going to want to try and complete all that stuff.
Oh yeah, no, you want to honestly. The side missions are worth it. A majority.
Is there because it's Square? Is there a secret ending like Kingdom Hearts if I do everything?
No.
No. Okay, then I don't have to focus on that.
No, the only thing that's different is just the dates that you take on the Ferris wheel, and that's it.
Oh, okay then. Oh, like in the first one, where it's like the Tifa and the dresses and stuff like that. Okay.
Yeah. Luckily, your decisions didn't influence the swimsuits in this game, or else that would have gotten a lot of replayability from some folks.
Yeah.
I would have had multiple saves to go back to.
Since this was just like who you took on a date, I was just like, all right, I got Tifa on my playthrough. I'm now just going to go on YouTube and watch the other ones. Because I got Tifa as well because I didn't know. I had everybody maxed out. That's the thing. I had everybody maxed out in terms of the bonds and relationships. So
yeah, I didn't know it was leading towards that. I just thought it's just like, oh, your bonds with them girls. Like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then because I played like Final Fantasy VII a little bit after the remake. I think I did make it up to the Golden Source or a little bit after that. And then I stopped because it was on the Switch. Like I never beat the original Final Fantasy, but I didn't know the relationship stuff would lead to the dates.
Yeah, I never beat the original
ones. Got overrated.
So I was also replaying it on the Switch, but I'm way further than where you were at.
So if you don't get the date you want when you finish the game, you get chapter select. You can actually pick who to go on the date with in chapter select, which is cool if you want to actually see them and not, go on YouTube and just watch it. Like
Plus, costume swaps post game in any chapter, as long as you can find a changing booth.
Hells yes.
So, that's about it. So, all right. So, kind of a light week when it comes to Toku news. It's been like that the last couple weeks anyway. So it kind of feels like the calm before any leak storms end up happening. Though earlier today we did see the early hint, rumors, whatnot, towards whatever Kamen Rider we got coming out after Gotchard already. So we'll be discussing that a little bit later. However, given the themes and how Gotchard's been feeling lately, like I did put out my latest Gotchard catch-up video, the one that I fell asleep typing up last week, and then, went ahead and just, you know what? Fuck it. I'm not going to do episode by episode recap. I'm just going to talk about the overarching, storyline of what we have these episodes and then go like that. It still took a good 4 hours of recording and about 16 plus hours of editing. And just that's why I hate doing these catch-up videos, because there's so much to cram into one video that the initial recording in itself was about an hour long, and then having to cut that down, cut out all the flub, all the mismatch, and edit it together to be coherent and have all the footage and whatnot in there. Yeah, that takes a while. So pretty much after we're done talking about some Gotchard real fast, we will try and dissect and see if we could go back in time and be like someone in the writer's room for Gotchard. How would have we changed it? How would we have improved Gotchard to not be as just bland as it is? But I will say, for this latest episode of Gotchard, Ash, I know you haven't seen it. Mark, have you seen
it? No.
I will just say this. You don't have to watch any other episode of Gotchard. Just watch this one, and it's hilarious. By itself, I thought this week's Gotchard was better than this week's Boonboomger, because it had the jokes in line, the imagery in there. We had cameo from Juggler Juggless's actor from Orb. There as a nice gag played monk in there. We had a scene. We had so many innuendos, because note this episode was written by Akiko Inoue, so Toshiki Inoue's daughter.
Oh, she did another one.
Yes, and this one was hilarious. Like it definitely made up for how bland the previous episode was, because there were innuendos on key. You had a Kemi that was an umbrella tongue, so imagine lick a tongue, but like in umbrella form. And from the beginning, it's just licking Ringe, and you get like the slobber, but it's like thick slobber all over her face, which in itself, that imagery, it's like, that's implying some things. There's another scene that's really hilarious when it comes to trying to fight these Kemis at night, because you have Ringe grabbing Hotaro's gotcha driver and putting it on him. It's like, no, don't do that. No.
I saw that clip on Twitter.
Yes, and then Ringe inserting the cards into the driver, and he just looks like he's about to just he does completely just steam just himself up. Like, innuendos, hilarious. They do the old Showa bit, but done for comedic sake. You know when they used to throw a body like off a cliff in Showa era, it would be like a dummy.
Yeah,
they just threw the mannequin off the cliff for this guy, and you could tell it was a mannequin, and they literally didn't hold back. They were like, yes, this is a mannequin. We're gonna zoom in on the mannequin. When it hits that tree as it falls down, yes, its arm's gonna dislocate. So I had to replay that scene so many times. When you came in, I was literally just getting done rewatching that scene because that shit was so goddamn funny.
I might have to go and check it out.
you don't have to watch any of the previous episodes really just to enjoy this one. Of course, it's a two-parter, so this week's episode will end up following up on this one. But even then, this one was hilarious, kind of made up for the last couple of episodes for it. But God, hilarious.
I'm tired of these 2-episode arc things. Like, that's kind of why, like, I don't care. I'm not following Gotchard as, like, closely as I have been. I'm like, man, like, let me wait till next week, and then I'll, care more.
Well, the thing is, with 2 weeks ago's episode, the one where Gideon got done in, and we opened the door of darkness and all that stuff, that's technically the end of the first half of Gotchard. It was done. Yeah. Now we're already in the second half with this one. But the one thing is, every time they end some sort of dramatic arc, they try going in for the funny to kind of like rewind, set the tone up, and all that stuff. And the thing was, when we had the really good Spanner episodes, they did the same thing again, and that was the episodes with Zakumpire, and Akiko Inoue wrote those episodes as well. But the problem that I had with those episodes were that the tonal whiplash that we got from how good the Spanner episode was, those didn't hold up as well because of, once again, the tonal whiplash. But for this one, because the previous episode 27 just was a not that great of an episode, in my opinion, when it came to like the debut of giving us the proper mid-season prop power up with Platina, Gotchard, and all that stuff. It was not a good setup and not a good payoff. And once again, Gideon's entire thing of he just wanted to turn the world into gold. It was a terrible character motivation that I just hated. I started getting Storius vibes again. I don't like this. I was just like, nope. So having this episode be kind of a palate cleanse for how that was is what made this episode even better. So definitely enjoy that. So I highly recommend, even if you haven't been watching Gotchard, just watch episode 28.
My issue is the whole door of darkness, gateway, whatever they call it. Like, you needing all the chemis, but they didn't need them all to open it. So what's that?
Just 10 level 10s.
And that was such a major plot thing that I thought this whole entire time. And then it's like when it just got thrown away, I was like, I don't even care. Like why forget certain plot points? And it's like, oh, you just need the 10s, and it's like, oh, okay, well.
Apparently, someone did send me a comment saying that the production notes explained away the issues with the show again. So, but real quick, we got let me whoops, I'm on the wrong screen here. There we go. We got a 5er from Cosmic Killer. I have to admit, by how funny this week's Gotchard was, that maybe I was wrong about Akiko Inoue. It's true. That's the thing. It's like, once again, those Zakumpire episodes, they were all right. But that was, once again, you were coming off such peak character arc. So the tonality of it just wasn't hitting as right. But this one hit the marks. Like you could tell it's just like, I know who wrote this episode just straight off the bat from the feelings. The innuendos were there. All of it was just hitting just right. So yeah. Anybody watching that? Just watch that. But yes, there were some production notes when it came to it. Let me see if I still have it up on my phone. Because essentially it came down to, yes, they only really needed the 10 level 10s and all that stuff. And they needed the 101 chemis unless Hotaru actually managed to temper the gacha driver to be much stronger than it was. And since he did, it kind of negated the need for needing all 101 chemis. Oh, okay. I guess. So, cool. I was thinking that maybe the fact that he sped run through it is maybe why we got the bad end for Gideon, was because he tried forcing the door open. And that could have been a good explainer in itself. But No, that wasn't in supposedly the production notes. So, let's see here. Yes, continuity just out there.
Mm-hmm.
I wish Geeks was a 2-year show. No, I don't. No, that show ran out of steam like into the 30s. So, nah, that show would be worse right now if it just kept going. Absolutely not. I have not watched Thomas's Gotchard theory video.
That sounds like a good theory, though.
What's the theory?
His dad's 101st Kemi card.
That sounds terrible to me.
That's just the whole Mr. Mime, Ash's mom, all over again, where it's like, well, then how did he look?
Well, the thing is I would, since we know what the 101st Kemi looks like, that little toy dragon thing.
Oh yeah.
I'm just like, I would get Detective Pikachu vibes, where you have like a grown ass man's voice coming out of a cute, cuddly thing, and I'm like, I don't know if I could take that. I don't know if I could take that one. That would be insanely awkward from that standpoint if he was the 101st Kemi. Plus, that's weird. You got your dad on your waist. You're literally rocking. Not feeling it. Definitely would not feel that one at all. No, just that doesn't make sense to me. I mean, it really just looks like there's a lot of Door of Darkness, Door of Light shit potentially, possibly going on, especially once again, since we were looking at the leaked photo again last week, along with the Door of Darkness and all that good stuff. So, Hotaro is the 101st Kemi. That sounds terrible. All that sounds bad. Having someone literally be the Kemi. I mean, but then how would his mom have known? Unless they pull a Naruto, and you know how they just put the Kyuubi inside Naruto when he was born. They just put the 101st Kemi in Hotaro when he was born. It's just like, yep, that's how we're gonna do it. We're gonna keep this secret. Just gonna implant him like that. So, I don't know. It would be awkward from that standpoint. I still feel, just because it's a dragon and we know that it's a serpent that normally is your Ouroboros that is holding on to the Gate of Darkness, that in itself could end up being the 101st Kemi. Crazy Orb says that he thinks that the Kemis will merge into that Kemi. I mean, that's possible.
Yeah.
Let's see. The first episode shows that there was 101 blank cards, so he can't. I mean, that's true. We did technically see that, though. Technically, if you saw the leaks, then you know that the 101st Kemi actually comes in 2 cards. So there should have been technically 102 cards that we would have seen on there. But hey, what's a retcon when you don't know what the future is gonna hold in the show, right?
So they basically pulled a Magic the Gathering with a BFM, the big effing monster, where it was 2 cards to summon, because it makes sense.
Well, that's the thing. It's like when we saw the leaks on it where they had the now printing, they showed that 101st Kemi comes in 2 cards. It's not just one thing. So wouldn't have
I haven't looked. So this is how you know I'm not fully invested in Gotchard, because I haven't even looked at any of the leaks or any like the future cards coming out. Like I went from like 100%, 10% all into cards. Like I'm still getting the Sotos and stuff, but now I'm just like,
let me see if I can pull it up from.
The only cards I'm invested in right now are the One Piece cards.
Oh, see, I started the Dragon Ball Super card game Fusion World because it's a PC client, so I've been getting some packs.
Look,
and
holographic Sanji, and
I don't know what that is.
Reiju. I have Raichu.
I don't know what it is, but I like that card.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a very gentlemanly card.
I see some tig old biddies.
Exactly. That's why I'm like, man of culture right there.
Yeah. And
The Dragon Ball Super card. The Dragon Ball Super card game has a PC client now, so it's great.
Yeah,
So,
you were telling me that.
This thing right here. So this is the dragon, and this down here is the 2-for-1 card.
Why does it look like something from Geats? Because Geats did so many open, like center opening attack. Like,
yeah,
I feel like that's going to be the new trend with Reiwa Kamen Rider. Because I mean, they kind of did it a few times with Saber. Revice didn't really because they were the stamps, but like between Saber, Geats, and now this, it's like that's going to be the trend for gimmicks.
And the thing is, okay, so I can see that because he's rocking the goggles, and we know Hotaro's dad rocked goggles. I can see where they're kind of reaching in terms of that on there.
I'm very behind in Gotchard, as we know. Have we seen any silhouettes of like Hotaro's Gotchard apart from like the photo we don't see of him anymore?
No, we haven't seen his dad. They haven't even mentioned his dad in episodes.
Since like 12 or 13 before Christmas. No, the Christmas episode because the mom had looked at the photo. I think that was the last time.
So the only thing that I can think of is, okay, this could be a situation where this was like Hotaro's dad's companion, Kemi. Like Hopper 1 is Hotaro's companion, Kemi, in a way. But then this could end up actually being a Detective Pikachu situation. Or if you like yourself some Digimon, a Bancho Leomon situation.
I was gonna.
I don't know what I don't know what season of Digimon that is. I stopped after.
That is Savers in Japanese and Data Squad in English. I never watched it in English.
What if this little Kemi is his younger brother? That would be more intriguing of a story.
Kamen Rider.
This is our Alphonse.
Yeah. Someone said we're at a Hunter x Hunter situation, which is kind of funny because we're talking about earlier with the theory where what was it? Hotaro's dad might be the 101 card, but there's like this crackpot theory with Hunter x Hunter. I can't remember. I think it's like Gon was used to have his age sped up through one of the Greed Island cards. I can't remember the theory entirely, but it's one of those crackpot theories about like Gon's mother and stuff like that. But yeah.
Hotaro's father's the friends we made along the way.
No, the Gotchard is the friends we made along the way.
Nope, we're all his dad.
We're all his dad.
It's kind of like figuring out who's Cartman's dad is.
That's exactly where I was going. That was exactly where I was going.
Was it the 87
Denver Broncos?
89 Denver Broncos? Yeah.
That's it. Those are all Hotaro's dad. Hotaro's just the Eric Cartman of
I'm
Kamen
just point out, dude. South Park Snow Day, it looks atrocious, by the way. I'm so sad.
Yeah. I haven't heard anyone
get the collector's edition, and
I saw the reviews and it was not good. And I was like, man, I was actually excited.
Yeah, no, I was excited, but then when I found out it gets repetitive, like I feel like Stick of Truth and Fractured Butthole, those are the like good South Park games to play.
Those are great.
So, I mean, I don't know. It could be his companion. It could be Hotaro's dad merged with his companion, that type of thing. And we never get a proper face to him until like the end or something. I don't know. Maybe. Weird. But yeah, this is
what if we get a Terminator type thing where like technically Daybreak is actually he's his own like dad type deal. Well, not his own dad, but you know how like when Kyle went back and he freaking slept with the mom in the first one, ended up being John Connor, but realistically later on John Connor sends him back in time, so really he sent his second in command to go back and sleep with his mom.
It's still weird. I don't think they would do that. But then again, we haven't gotten introduced to the Time Lord card proper in the show.
Yeah.
So I mean,
the time stuff has been done. That's what I'm waiting for. Once the time stuff is introduced, that's what I'm most intrigued about because that'll make or break the show. Because when you interject anything time related, you walk a thin line of just messing up the whole entire story. That's why I don't like when Star Trek did it.
And there's a fourth one coming out too.
It's been in like production hell forever. I don't even think like who knows.
They just updated with new visuals.
Oh wow, for the actual fourth Star Trek film?
Yes. The one taking on in that universe, yes. Yeah.
Go to the internet. I didn't even know. I literally have. I've been playing so many video games, and I bought Skull and Bone and this and that, so I haven't like really been checking anything on the internet.
Is Skull and Bones as good as everyone says it was, or?
Oh, it's so good. Like I'm glad it's on sale right now on the PlayStation because like I played the whole entire beta, and then everything carried over, so I forgot how to play. But they just started season 1 yesterday or Wednesday, and it's actually really good. It's worth it.
I've been getting back in the Siege along with other games and stuff like that.
I'm too toxic for Siege.
You'd be good at it.
There.
I'm good at it. I mean, from a voice chat, I'm too toxic. Like I'll get.
No, that's what I mean. If you're toxic at Siege for a voice chat thing, then you'd be good at it.
True. I'm
all right.
A year.
So, real quickly, let's just turn over to Boonboomger before we start getting into rewriting Gotchard real fast. Look, I would say if you guys like actually watched Gotchard this week and then put it next to Boonboomger, you'd be like, yeah, Gotchard was actually a superior episode this week. Not to say that Boonboomger was bad in any way, shape, or form. It was still very, very enjoyable. A little repetitive on the shit already, but still. We definitely had some shit going on. We had the sauna monster. We had the ISA lady show up. I forget her name already, but she definitely enjoys her some curry.
Yeah.
Mission is to start making me hungry for curry. I will say that.
Yeah.
It's
but you can't compare the 2 episodes because only one of these shows right now is making me buy merch. And that's Boonboomger. I bought so much merch. I have so much stuff on the way. I'm so excited because
but you're saying, but when Gotchard first came out, you bought a lot of Gotchard shit.
Yeah, you would have.
Well, that's different. No, but here's the thing: is I always buy Kamen Rider stuff, so that's a given.
Yeah, but you're caught on 4K buying lots of Gotchard cards.
Exactly.
What are you talking about? I don't.
I mean, when the show was starting.
Yeah, when the show was coming out, when we were in the honeymoon phase of the show, before it even came out, you had already spent like probably $500 on Gotchard shit.
You had the massive like
who told you?
XL comp.
I was just speculating.
I didn't break it down. I didn't break it down by specifics. Who the fuck are you talking to? It's cloudy.
I'm just doing the math in my head. How many booster boxes did you get? You got the gotcha driver. You got the little wrist thing. You got.
I bought, listen, the booster box, I bought a box of booster boxes. It was a good deal. It came out to like $11 a booster box. Did I need 15 booster boxes? No. Did I open them for cards? Yeah. I haven't bought anything like cards since, though. I haven't bought anything since phase 2.
Well, I mean, the entire phase of Gotchard hype kind of died down insanely fast.
Prices are so low right now. You can get parallels for single digits, so I just have the checklist and I'm just getting them individually from Bai. Like,
real quick, anybody in chat still buying new booster boxes? Because I'm just like, I don't know. I'm not on the Twixters or anything like that. I don't know who's still showcasing off these things, who's making streams going like, all right, let's open up these booster boxes here on stream. Let's go.
The only person is Heroes of Fandom still is, but he lives in Japan, so he just he'll do like toy hunts and go buy stuff, and then he'll open the packs. He's the only one really that is like, I know people who aren't content creators that are going on Twitter posting that they're still buying them and this and that, and that's cool. Like, I'm sorry, you're not really, like, it's not worth it for the price point right now. Like, if you're in Japan, yeah, because they're cheap, but no, not right now. Yeah. I wouldn't, especially now that they're popping up on Amazon US for the boxes at like $40, which is cheaper than a lot of.
Maybe I'll start caring. I'm not.
No, they're behind. They're behind a lot. They just got like phase 2 in stock. So it's going to be a bit before they get anything good. Plus, we know we're going to get sets later on that have more to complete them. So that's another reason why I'm holding out.
Yeah, that's when I'll maybe care just to get parallels and shit. Maybe. I I still have like my cards. I never even got them like foils or anything to put them in. They're literally just sitting in the same box I got them in, right over there, and they've just been. Yeah. They probably got dust on them since I haven't messed with them since the Toku Awards.
Actually, they don't really get that dusty. Like this one's been sitting here. Never mind. I lied. I have mine in a binder, and then I have all my duplicates, and then I have the for sale pile, and then I just shipped out like a whole bunch more again because people still want sets of them. So I just am going like, oh, here's a full set of one of everything from Kamen to UR, and $15. Here you go. Here's one of everything. I'm like, get it out of my way, and free shipping, obviously, because I'm trying to get rid of them. I have too many. I know people who have like up to 700 or 800 just duplicates in the long OG card boxes, and I was like, why? Like, just buy what you want. Why are you buying like 10 plus booster boxes every wave? Like, there's no way to really. It's not like getting Pokemon or One Piece or Digimon. There's no point in buying that many because you already know every card that's available, and it's not that many compared to One Piece, where there's some full art cards that go for like $1,000. I mean,
I really got to look back
shop by me has one for like 18.
Revalue my Pokemon cards because I haven't bought any in a while, but I've got a ton.
I still have a binder with all 151. And all the
yes, Boonboomger still keeping up with the gags. There is some like, I don't know, maybe it's just me once again. Mecha Fights starting to get a little bit repetitive in certain antics because the finisher is still like the screwdriver, like undoing the screws. Like it was cool when they tried changing the script and was just like, oh, they're rusted, so you can't unscrew these. But then they did it this week, and I'm like, oh, is this just gonna be the finisher from now on for this form?
I feel like it is. My thing is, I was gonna point out in my review. I'm just glad they didn't. Because after the episode 3 with the Boon Classic, I was like, I know there's a lot of vehicles. I hope we're not going to get like an auxiliary mech, like a different vehicle, like a vehicle of the week this early on. So I'm glad we didn't get a new one.
But you might.
But the screwdriver was still just like, I don't know, that kind of like, I was like, oh no, this is like the third out of 4 episodes. This is the third time we've seen the screwdriver.
Yeah. If you've been following the Boon cars that came out, most of those cars we haven't seen yet, we'll probably get them for the next couple of episodes.
Oh, I figured because we're gonna get Boon Black and then probably an episode or 2, then Orange, and then we're gonna get some of the other ones, and I'm okay with that because I'm getting all the cars and it's gonna be amazing.
No, I've gotten the big wave. I haven't gotten the next wave that's coming out.
I got my little clear color little Boon trailer.
Now, question, because I was like curious on this aspect, especially since we had gotten rumors, and you know, I hate to talk about such future stuff so early, but does anyone think that the ISA person, Saibu Shirabe, I had to look her up, could be Boon Violet?
That's what everyone's been saying since.
Yeah, possibly. No.
Yeah, that's what everyone's saying. I even pointed out, I was like, I assume that's what everyone's saying. I don't care, honestly, this early on. Like, we don't even officially have our 4th or 5th on the team, but I could see, like, I was figuring out how to like compare her character because I haven't seen a lot of like enough Super Sentai. So I kind of compared her to like Fua from like 01, where I'm like, should I be all stern? And then like they call her Pretty Lady, and she turns out she's like,
yep,
pretty. And I'm like, all right, so it's gonna be that stern, but like turning away to laugh and, you know, not acknowledge anything that's funny. And I'm like, they're gonna make her the 6th. I hope
the actress is an idol in real life, even though she is only 1 year younger than me. Like, I checked out her Insta before getting on here, and I was like, oh, it's all like cutesy. Like, she's definitely a very girly girl. Like, she looks like the idol type on there. But the thing is, it's like, okay, I can see her as Violet, but then I can also, if I see her as Violet, I don't see Violet as the 6th. I see it as like the extra ranger.
Yeah, I would hoping like, because we got that little tease again at like Taya's backstory where like, oh, you came into money at a young age type they inherited, and I'm like, oh, more subtle hints of the backstory. And I was like, if I do want to speculate on the 6th, I hope it's someone that's tied to his past as to kind of give us more answers on stuff instead of just throwing out more information on his backstory. Be like, oh, the 6 is actually directly tied to it. That's what I would like to see, but I hope it's not her. I kind of like having this government agency kind of like trying to monitor them and this and that, and not everybody. It's kind of like the Kamen Rider thing. Not everyone needs to be a Kamen Rider.
But since we got Joe becoming black next episode, that gives the police direct access to a boon changer. It's right there. It's in their possession. So it's just like there could be some tinkering, some reverse engineering, some type of shit, and that's how we get Boon Violet.
We're gonna mass-produce Boon Violets. We're gonna get Boon Grays, and
because I can't potentially see if she does become Boon Violet being like the Ryu Commander that we have in Q Ranger. So there's that potential on there, meaning that the real 6th might be a completely different color, and we could go to your standard gold or silver.
No.
So
just give us something. I was just going to say, give us something cool again. Yeah, give us brown. It was so cool to get like Jeremy as a White Ranger for a change, because it's been gold and silver for the past like couple of years. And then Jeremy was
especially since they retconned Raculus to be a silver ranger.
Yeah.
Even though like there's no silver on him. What are you talking about?
Give me Boon Beige. That's what I want. Boon Beige.
Give me Boon.
Actually, brown would work if they call him Boon Dirt and they just write ATV.
I'd be okay with that. It's like he gets a 4-wheeler with dirt bikes and it's auxiliary mech. That's just. I'd be okay with that.
And since this season is not heavily reliant on green screen or anything like that, we could get a proper Boon Green.
That's true.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so thankful there's not that like outside of like
the finishers that they do.
Stuff.
Yeah. That's pretty much what we've gotten. So
it's like everything's filmed on location, and they actually drive the car. Yeah, I was like, wow.
Also, can I just say the OST, even though we haven't gotten anything lyrical like we got with King Oger had a lot of lyrical OST tracks, but the OST that we have gotten with Boonboomger, like the second that they transform and that beat hits, I'm just like, I like that song.
Who does the music for Boonboomger? Because it sounds vaguely like familiar, like a music composer that I've heard of before in anime.
Let me see here. They don't show the
yet.
Yeah, they don't have the composer for it.
Dang. Because I feel like I've heard their stuff before, but that could just be me thinking that sounds like stuff that I've heard before.
Let me see. And since the soundtrack's now out yet, there's nothing on there. So it'll be a couple of months before. Once we get the soundtrack, then we'll know the proper composer. Yeah. So it'll be a couple months. But really good OST hidden on that front. So, but no, I really did find the episode hilarious. But once again, being double billing with Gotchard, I didn't know what to fully expect with Gotchard this week, which was still hilarious. But then Boonboomger was also there because, I mean, you got Mira getting caught by the cops and interrogated. That entire exchange was hilarious. And then Ty is just like, you know what? Just come on over to the base. Just, yeah, we'll show you what's up.
They caught me off guard so much. I was like, bro, it's like literally just like, oh yeah, no, come on over. We're not tired people. We're Boonboomgers.
Yep.
Like, oh,
we got nothing to hide. So
you don't know who I am, but let me give you my address. And
you don't know me, but I know you.
But they do bring up the mystery of how does Taya have so much money? Like, once again, we don't know. Is he really Bruce Wayne, or did he use the power of imagination to make fake money? And they get him later on for counterfeiting. That's the mid-season twist. He goes to jail for counterfeiting all his funds.
Dude, that'd actually be hilarious.
It's like it was all fake money. It's like we looked at your bank accounts, and then they're gonna bring out the money, and it just has like a picture of Boom Boom going like that, like on all the dollar bills. So
he committed PPP fraud,
and they just it's like shame on the bank for accepting those dollars.
Carrying the torch of previous Red Ranger.
Hey, look, I'm supposed to be meeting Austin St. John next weekend.
Oh, he has visitations?
I think as long as it's not outside of the state, he does.
Yes.
No, he's doing a lot of door stuff. Yeah.
We'll see how what they end up cooking up on there. But yes, it looks like this following weekend is where we get Joe henching, meaning that it will be a little bit longer before we get Boone Orange, so we won't have the full squad together. But I am going to start doing my weekly review starting with this next episode. So nice. Hey, going into that front. So
nice.
So yeah, that anything else to add when it comes to Boonboomger this week?
I was glad the cop, Boone Black, wasn't like comedic relief, like not in a slapstick style this week where it's like, oh, okay, one week he's about to get sucked by a vacuum, another week he gets his bike cut in half, or he's in a wedding dress. This time he was kind of like the rallying person. I was like, okay, I like this. Like, good. Don't make him a bumbling idiot so much when you're about to make him a ranger.
I don't like his civilian fit because he does dress like a kid.
Yeah.
Like a grown man kid. That's it. Like with the overalls and stuff like that. I'm like, people still rocking that? Really? I haven't rocked overalls since the 90s. And you had to do it with the one strap down. That was the gangster look.
I never did that.
Either that or you had to get that. You had to get the multicolored tracksuit. The best way to do it.
Nope. I was bad 90s. I had overalls, but never did the one strap down. All right. So do we want to terribly speculate on these shitty hints for 2024's Kamen Rider? It's like 5 emojis in a sentence, and that's it. Like, I don't get it. It's like animal emojis.
It should have been like an eggplant emoji, and that's what I'm saying. And just the squirt.
Where did this come from? I haven't seen these floating around online.
Yes. So these are coming from the usual insider. The one that was going to quit after the Boom Boom stuff got out, but came back right after.
I think they have me blocked, so I didn't know that they were tweeting this out.
So the first hint is karate outfit emoji equals dog emoji, cat emoji. Collecting is always fun. Fries emoji, shake emoji, pretzels emoji. I don't know what the fuck that is. Is that a rice ball emoji? And what the fuck is that? Is that a taco emoji? Whatever the fuck. It's all food that's in collecting is fun. So, I mean, if it's karate-based writer, sure, that sounds interesting. But if the collectible gimmick is food, is this like a foodie? Is this guy? And now I'm just thinking Yakuza because, of course, I've been playing a lot of Yakuza recently, and it's just like, oh, let me heal up. So let me just go hit up this quick restaurant real fast and just eat up, and that's it.
Yeah, you're missing the main thing: the karate uniform with a cat and a dog. So obviously, the main antagonist is a dog catcher, works for animal control, right? Or he kicks animals. I don't know, one of the two. It's flip a coin. He either kicks dogs or he captures them and then kicks them. I don't know about food though. That's just, when I saw the emojis, I'm like, this is not even a hint.
What if he uses food to catch the dogs and the cats because they love food?
That's not where I thought you were going with that at first. When you said using the cat, I'm like, well.
Also, Cat Dog Rider was completely what I was thinking. I was just like, this is sponsored by Nickelodeon. You got yourself cat and dog, and
there's too much flames with Nickelodeon right now. They aren't sponsoring anything.
I mean, obviously, I've seen everything that's come out of that documentary without watching the documentary.
There's a 5th episode about to drop too next weekend. But I was like, on the Sunday during WrestleMania Night 2, y'all are stupid.
I'm still watching the documentary on American Gladiators. I'm like, I'm documentary out.
I still need to. I don't think I can. Yeah, I don't think I can get a day off work because of WrestleMania Night 2. It's been too late. But I did watch that promo of like The Rock beating the shit out of Cody in the car park. That was really good.
That was actually really good. But
raw. Attitude Era is back, baby.
There's a lot of swearing. I don't know. I just don't know. Like, we're what 28 episodes. We're about to be episode 29 of Gotchard, and this isn't even like a leak or a good like thing. It's like no, I was like, just say what you mean. Like
yeah, but when did we get the trademark for Gotchard?
I'm about to bring up my YouTube history.
Because I feel like we're like 2 months away from trademark.
Yeah, but I feel like we got the
May. Yeah, you're exactly right. 2 months away, about a month, because Gotchard had the trademark revealed in late May.
But didn't we get the trademark revealed before people started talking about cards, though?
Yeah,
and like chemis. So it's like this is the other way around. We're getting the speculation before the trademark's even out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna laugh if it translates to Kamen Rider pussy.
I mean, it's possible.
It could be a dash on. They can call Kamen Rider Wiener.
Kamen Rider Wiener.
Sponsored by Nickelodeon.
Kamen Rider.
But no, I just don't get, like, this isn't even a rumor, and everyone's like making shorts on it and like obsessing over it. And I'm like, guys, like, that's what 9 emojis.
No, this is where we just have the craziest thing. I'm thinking of just a food-based karate man. So I'm thinking like a guy that just throws like ketchup and mustard on the floor while doing like high flying kicks and shit, making the enemy slip and shit.
Did we already get like Gaim? Like that was the same thing with fruit.
But that was fruit though, and it's been it's been almost 10 years since Gaim.
Not long enough.
You know, when Gaim 10th comes around, you got to deal with the influx of all the Gaim fans.
Well, technically, we're still in Gaim 10th because they're still putting out merch.
It's Blade 20th. I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah, but
still Blade 20th. We haven't gotten anything yet, but we'll get something.
Oh, what if Sneak King? We get the Burger King.
The Burger King Xbox game that you got for $2.99.
Yes, you get the Burger King as the Kamen Rider.
What if it's just different fast food mascots that are the riders?
Perfection. Yes. Let me get a Colonel Sanders riders. Let me
Wendy's.
Let me get Wendy.
She just roasts everybody.
Let me get Ronald. Let me get Cass as Ronald. I will, put some extra white makeup on. Just
with the clown nose nuggets they had. No, I mean,
get the proper Grimace Rider. Boy,
I'm trying to think like what could be a food, because like I'm just trying to think of like if outside of Food Wars, if there's like any good like food manga or anime, and I'm just like Crazy Food Truck is one, but that was only 3 volumes of a manga, so that can't really inspire anything. I don't know how food would work. Like,
I mean, we've seen it implemented in Toku in different ways. Like right now, since we are watching Shinkenger and Toku Rewind, like of course I'm thinking like Shinken Gold, who uses a sushi changer and shit like that. Yes, we got in the burger changer and the ninja, that kind of thing. So
I have that changer. I didn't even know what it was from. I just bought it because it was $20 at Book Off, and it's in my closet because I thought it was cool looking.
It's possible it could be a very like food making changer.
Yeah, if we get the gimmick as foods, I'd be throwing money at my favorite foods that they spend. I got the hamburger buckle, whatever it is.
Megadong says Wiener Schnitzel Rider gonna make everyone quake, dude. He'll be throwing corn dogs and $1.10 chili cheese dogs at everyone until they freaking have diarrhea. But I love Wiener Schnitzel.
The changer will be like, those Play-Doh kits where you put the dough in there and then you squeeze out the whatever the food is.
Honestly, that'd be kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie.
It's just like they just load in a random ball like in the belt and then just squeeze in and it just pops out the food. And then they make that as the gimmick. It's like, look, get yourself the Rider Play-Doh.
Honestly, I could see them doing something like that. It's stupid, but it would work, because at the end of the day, you got to remember the demographic of the toys they're making it for.
Yep.
I'm trying to think what else of food. Like food just sounds so. I don't know why food just sounds weird. Like, I don't know why to me. Like, I know we've had like fruit and this, that, but actual like food. I'm just like,
I mean, that's the thing. It's like with the food that we have in here, but it's so varied because once again, fries, shake, pretzel, rice ball, taco. Actually, no, that's not a taco. That looks like an empanada. That's even more like diverse. That's actual Spanish food because we don't fuck with tacos like that.
what if it means every rider's from a different country? Nah, totally racist.
That could be a thing. Yes. Well, that different culinary arts. From Iron Chef finally becomes a Kamen Rider. This is it.
You could get the dude, Dalek, like who bites in.
Yes, Chairman Kaga can finally. Shit, if they doing that,
it's long overdue.
Boy,
I mean, he's free right now because he didn't get his John Wick spinoff. So
I'd be down with that so fucking much if we actually got proper Iron Chef
battle in the actual kitchen
with karate.
Yeah,
they
have to fight while they cook. There's like an intermission after every round. They got to cook between dishes.
They got to make their deets. So,
main villain Gordon Ramsay. No, listen. I have this. I'm a firm believer that I feel like Gordon Ramsay is the most overrated like celebrity chef. I feel like his food probably doesn't taste good. I'm just saying. I feel like
Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah, I feel like maybe some of his stuff.
He actually has a Michelin star. None of the Food Network chefs have Michelin stars.
David Chang is like my favorite guy right now because he actually live streams on Netflix now once a week, has celebrities. His food looks so good and down to earth. Like something about Gordon Ramsay, he just so stuck up about his food. And I'm like, dude, your main dish you grew up on was probably like toast with beans on it. So like, after I saw him make a steak, like a actual just a regular breakfast sandwich on like Instagram or something, I was like, sir, that is too much for.
Look, the only food I want to try is just the Hot Ones wings.
Oh yeah,
and that's it.
That's my goal as a content creator. I don't want to be famous. I don't want to be rich. I got money. I'm buying merch. I just want to be popular enough to be on Hot Ones.
Yes, I'd be all about that.
That's it. We need to go on like the one where we face off against each other and do the Q&A one. While I'll do that with you. Like I don't care. I just want to I just want to be on
that last dab challenge nonstop, over and over.
Yeah, you know wings.
But the thing is, it's like okay, so we might have gotten something when it comes to like the food by thinking, hey, it could be different culinary arts from, like Iron Chef Italian and Iron Chef Japanese and Iron Chef Chinese, and notice how there's no Iron Chef American because there is no meat. What they're gonna make? Burgers? Is it like
corn dogs?
Barbecue? Whatever.
Even Korean barbecue is better than American barbecue, so it depends on what the meat is, though.
It does. Well, that's the thing about the secret ingredient, which could be the gimmick. Every monster of the week is like the secret ingredient.
Which could be the cat or the dog. That's what you were going to say. I don't know why. Because the cat and the dog is what's throwing me off the most. So,
yeah, that's the secret ingredient. The secret ingredient is dog.
The fact that it's literally a guy in a karate uniform and then a cat and a dog. Those are the first ones we see, and I'm like, we're focused on the food too much.
And then the villains are like, the secret is people.
Oh, it's the Soylent villains.
The Soylent Green villains.
The villains PETA because they're kicking the dogs.
Well, I mean, it could just mean that the writer is animal based, but that the gimmick is food based. Could be the thing. See on that one.
Yeah, I'll wait till those poorly drawn crayon sketches get dropped in a couple weeks before, and somehow they're always like 90% accurate.
Yeah, because the Gotchard ones were painfully accurate, even though all the AI generated with arrow faces and shit like that. I'm like, that looks terrible. Ain't no way. And then we got that. So, I mean, if it is cat and dog, it could lead maybe two for a rider. We get two. We start off the season with two riders, one being a cat, one being a dog.
What if Groovy's getting the spin-off he deserves?
It's possible.
I still think they're furries.
Or it is legit a cat dog situation where it's like gates, the bottom side is like one animal, the top is the other, and then they revolve on to change the animal motive.
I thought it was gonna be like two people like that. So it's like they both just meet at the torsos and it's like torso to head, so no legs. Like some sort of weird mannequin.
I don't know how
like
that's gonna work when it comes to suit actors.
CG. They're not using the green screen for freaking Boonboomger, so they gotta.
Yeah, but that would be like a half human centipede. That would be like the opposite.
Can you not bring Rider and Human Centipede in the same sentence? I don't want to. I don't want to.
We need a tertiary for that.
Yeah,
you need a tertiary for that.
And all the food, and for those who have seen that movie, when the front eats, they all eat.
Yeah, now the food makes sense.
It's just a conveyor of all the food.
I've seen the South Park parody, and that's enough for me.
Dude, that's all you really need to see. Is very accurate portrayal of that film. I watched that film on a whim, and then I saw part 2 or second sequence. I don't even know why. I was just curious. I was like, "What could it get worse?" And I'm like, "It can."
That's like when my friend's girlfriend, we had a movie night. We all drank and they're like, "Oh, let's put on the Collector." And I was like, "How bad can this movie be?" And the kills in that, fuck that cat.
Did you ever see part 2?
Cat. That's what she said. I was like, "No, part 1's enough for me."
Yeah, it's supposed to be a trilogy. I think they're still working on a third one.
Yeah.
Combined form would be the Human Sentai Rider. That would be our Kamen Rider Igarashi for the season. Would just be that
the Henshin Centipede. That's what I'm calling it. I'm working on a thumbnail right now.
Well, okay. Just get Chat GPT on it. Get
100%.
Get Stable Diffusion on that bitch.
Dude, all the AI new add-ons, I keep getting notifications through Adobe. I'm like, stop. Let me just make my crappy thumbnails without you guys trying to make it look better than it already doesn't.
The only thing I like about the Adobe AI is the background remover, because I'm terrible with the magnifying.
No, it still fucks me up.
It does fuck me up, but it does fuck me up, but I can fix it if I just brush remove it.
There's a free one you could use on Photo Room. This website called Photo Room has a free version that you could use, or you can pay like a little bit a month and it'll actually do like 1080p and background removals. Or because you can move the character around with the background removed, you could just move the character away from the watermark and still download it and use it.
That's why I like the removal tool to just remove characters. Like if there's people there and I'm like, I just need that background shot for this bit. So like the opening bit that I had for the Gotchard review, I literally just took the shot from Gotchard and then just used the removal tool to like, all right, let me move Gideon away from this scene. That's it. Just highlight him, get out of there, that type of shit. So it comes in clutch in terms of that aspect. Also great when you manage to find a video on Google that has all the watermarks all over it, because it's just like, oh, these are assets. Okay, removal tool, all over these watermarks. Okay, and they're gone.
Is that the Premiere Pro AI? I need to figure out how to play with that AI properly. I
haven't messed with the Premiere. I haven't played around with the Premiere Pro AI, just the Photoshop AI.
Yeah, they offered me to use the Premiere Pro AI. I was like, we can help you make your videos better. I was like, I know my own videos. Thank you, Adobe, but I don't need no AI.
Let me see what this second rumor was that they posted up. The second quote unquote like hint. Chipmunk. Literally chipmunk. But like they put a literal chip and a chipmunk, and then chocolate.
So an actual monk with like a potato chip, just some Tibetan monk walking around with a bag of Lay's.
So they put a potato chip and a chipmunk together, and then chocolate. That is the second hint for the next writer. So once again, more food, another animal. So I'm just like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what.
Either these leaks are scarily accurate and they might come true unless changes happen, or someone was really high and they were on a big food craving and they just started tweeting emojis and tied it together with Kamen Rider.
They could have been watching a lot of like 80s and 90s cartoons, and they were like, oh yeah, we got Cat Dog, we got Two Stupid Dogs, we got Garfield and Friends. We got so much going on here. We got Alvin and the Chipmunks. Oh, these Doritos hitting.
But you have to remember, we are a couple of days away from April Fool's, so keep your buttholes vigilant because there's going to be a lot of leaks going on. But the thing
is, yes, on April 1st, there definitely is going to be a lot of stupid shit.
Yeah.
I haven't even started contemplating what that video is going to be. I don't even know if I'm going to make one this year.
I have regrets because I launched my merch on April 1st last year. So now, like, I kind of screwed myself over because everyone thinks anytime I do something, I was like, oh man, the people are going to think it's April Fool's joke. Poor planning.
Just do one of Cat Dog with a rider belt doing the Ichigo Henshin pose. There you go.
I'm like looking at all the retweets from like the posts that had to do with that quote unquote rumor for that, and I'm just like, I don't know. No one has any good ideas.
Well, I can tell you right now, if the main writer is dog based, you can't give him chocolate. You're gonna die in the next episode.
Oh yeah. I said the villains are gonna kill him.
Yep. Get this chocolate upgrade, guy. Chocolate. I love chocolate. Wait, you forgot you were a dog. Next episode, he's just shitting his brains out until he literally dies. The end. Yeah. Then he gets replaced with the Cat Rider.
They're gonna save that for the Christmas episode.
It could be. Depends if the head writer's Takahashi again. That man's just looking for more work, especially with all the Ride Common shit, which I have not seen. I've been seeing people talking about, but I don't care about that game at all anymore.
They still haven't shown any gameplay, right? But the actual rings in the game that they wear to are actually going to be on sale on Bandai, and I was like, really? Like, your Bandai's premium Bandai merch for a mobile game that's going to have microtransactions? Like,
hey, they'll buy it, but right? Like, I know whether we're the market or not, or someone else's, people will buy that premium Bandai shit because it's premium Bandai. Because I gotta buy it.
Yeah, I've had more stuff from premium Bandai delivered to me this year than regular released merch, so I understand.
The only type of rings from any franchise that I would ever care about buying is just like the entire Lantern Core ring set.
Ooh, I have that set. It's very nice.
I know.
But you got to get the one after Brightest Day, not the one that because they did another set recently, like a year around Rebirth, but you got to go back to like the new 52 set that got released. So much better because the box lights up.
Yeah, I saw that one. Yeah.
That's the one I have. I love that one. Gotta love some Green Lantern rings.
So, yeah, Chipmunk, chocolate. You got all these other foods and Karate Cat Dog.
I don't even know. I honestly don't know. Like,
it's going to be proper Kamen Rider Poochie. I have to go now. My planet needs me.
What if it is literally like cats, like raining cats and dogs? So cats and dogs from outer space, and the cats and dogs are the villains, and we have a karate school that has to fight off these cats and dogs that are falling from the sky. But it's not even like humanoid cat. It's literally just normal sized cat and dogs that are falling from the sky on top of people.
There's two karate schools. There's one that focuses on dog jutsu and one focusing on cat techniques. All right. They each have their own culinary arts as well. So they focus on the skills of karate and food prep. So it's another Rider War season. You have cats versus dogs.
But we got to expand on it.
No.
There has to be 4 or 5 different regions where they all have their own school, and each one of the foods is the national food of that region. And the dojos protect the secret recipe. Wait, let me look at the emoji. Was there a fried chicken emoji in there?
There was not.
That's gotta be the summer. That's gotta be like the mid-season upgrade then. Just hand him a bucket of chicken, KFC chicken, and all of a sudden he's just like puts the little thing in the driver.
I think that would work better for the cat rider, not for the dog rider. Dog rider is definitely gonna have like a piece of like beef. Needs like prime rib.
Wagyu, a tomahawk steak with the bone is just carrying it down. That's the weapon, is a tomahawk steak.
Main character is like the caveman type. He's just like, he's a man at a time. And he's just like out there, just eating like, don't care.
I hope
That'd be
food
ridiculous.
isn't even a part of it. I for some reason, I just hope this whole entire thing to be wrong. And it's like the exact opposite. Instead of like cats and dogs, it's like fish and birds. Instead of always fried food, it's like ice cream flavors only.
Well, what's funny about it is when this rumor came out, I was in a different Discord server, and someone was just like, remember when this person also said that the Boonboomger vehicles were going to crash into each other, and that's how they would combine? And that's not how they combine.
We're only 4 episodes in. We don't know.
But they don't crash into each other.
Well, they crash into the villain when they're on the Rainbow Road.
Yeah, but they don't literally combine. They're just armaments.
It's a controlled crash because they kind of just
they go through them. No, it's a portal.
Well, things change. Things change.
Yeah, we don't know.
So that's just a fun little look at these hint predictions, whatever the fuck they got. I don't even know what hint predictions they had for Gotchard before the images or anything like that.
Wasn't there? I wasn't like while Reva's going on, and even during Saber, they kept doing the same. Not Geets though, but like they kept for like 2 years straight. The rumor was it's going to be sports related. It's going to be sports, and everyone's always saying sports for like almost 3 years straight. And now it's like now it's going to be food, and I'm going to laugh if it's sports.
That's kind of like how Sentai was.
Insects for the longest time. Then we got King Oja.
Yeah, so eventually you're going to be right, because for Sentai, we had Train Ranger being a rumor since like 2005. Like, I just remember every year on like the forums, it would just be Train Ranger, the rumors trains. TokuTonic didn't come out until years later. Literally like 10 years later. So,
yeah.
But that was always on the rumor mill.
Although, like I said, my favorite thing though is like people who are like quote tweeting this or talking about it, and they're just like, didn't Gotchard just start? And then it's like, wait a minute, 29 episodes in, it's like, yeah, it's been around for a while. Like,
yeah.
People are just forgetting that like Gotchard's been like a thing.
Yeah, because no one's really covering it. So
yeah.
Which is a perfect segue to get into to the state of Gotchard right now, because we are done with the halfway point. You guys have committed to not really watch it because y'all don't even give a fuck. Let's be honest. When it comes to Gotchard right now. And I like how it's almost a night and day difference because in the beginning I was very cautious about the show, and Mark, you were very optimistic about the show.
Yes, because
maybe too optimistic.
I was blinded by Forza. I was blinded by Forza. Okay, Forza. Like a couple episodes in, when I realized, oh, we're never going back to the school, and I was just like, it's not like Forza. I've been lied to.
Like the fact that I was the one being cautious, and like you and Cloudy and like people in the chat were just like, no, you're overthinking that. It's not going to be bad. That whole thing about, Zio was right about the season being mid is absolutely wrong. We're midway through this season and it's absolutely mid. So
it is definitely mid. Like, I'm only 1 episode behind. I just didn't watch episode 28. I still enjoy the show. It's just one of those shows that is very tough to review from a week to week standpoint.
Yeah,
because there's not much going on. That's the thing.
Yeah.
And it's seed plants, the way that they have character dynamics, because I mentioned this during my catch-up video. So the whole Minato having qualms with something that happened 10 years ago was something that was introduced one episode, paid off the next. And it's something that should have been introduced maybe like an episode or two after he became evil. Just so you start building up that foundation to things. But no, they literally wait until the episode before they redeem him. And show things. It's like, no, like, we finally got what I wanted them to do with Sabimaru, having them be a bad guy for a while, and like to slow burn into the redemption, which we did, but the redemption came at the cost of a plot point that you literally introduced the previous episode. That was not really alluded to. We were just like, oh, what's Gideon holding against Minato? He's not holding anything against Minato, because technically Gideon was the reason why Minato felt the way that he did. He was just the one that was projecting to the point that he felt that he was responsible for things, but no, it was Gideon the whole reason, the entire time. So it's an issue that Gotchard has, and my thing is, if the plan was for Gotchard to be a little bit more down to earth, a little bit more wholesome, a little bit more for the younger audience type thing, then a lot of the plot points, the way that it was written, the way that it's been presented, has been kind of hit or miss in terms of that prospect. And if they wanted to go with something that was a little bit more funny, then I think y'all got the wrong writers on the staff for this. Because we know this for a fact. Gotchard's got 2 head writers. They've done several things for Kamen Rider, but they're normally known as, doing Ultraman stuff. That's how we knew of them. And even with some of the interviews that they had, they were told specifically not to go completely serious on this, because the studio wants this to be a little bit more tame, more for your younger audience. So they had to skew things back. But I'm like, the episodes that hit for me are either the episodes in which you actually go fully serious, which is not the studio's intention, or you commit to the gags. But when you commit to the gags, it's not y'all two that are writing it. It's Akiko that's writing it. So I'm like, y'all should have just given the show to Akiko. And the thing is, it's like some people go, well, Akiko hasn't written anything writer related or anything like that before. She did. She wrote like the Shinobi spin-off stuffs. People forget that she used a pseudonym and a lot of writers do this. They use a pseudonym for a while, and then they, come out into the wild of, this is who I really was. I was in Inoue the whole time. And that's how Akiko was doing things. So I really do feel that if that's the tone that the show wanted to go in, then they got the wrong writers for it, because the writers had to work within the parameters that they were given, and they're good at what they're best at, and that is when it comes to giving us the proper payoff to a really good seed plant. It's there. Like the whole Spanner portion of it was really great. But everything else in between, when they just were trying to play into the character building perspectives of things, I really do feel that they fell flat. But the ones that did just play into the bits were a lot of time Akiko's episode. She's done, 5-6 episodes, I think, so far for Gotchard. And yeah, if this is the tone that they're going to take in the future, let's say not with Gotchard, but with another show, then I think the proving grounds are already there. Y'all need to give her that show if that's the tone you want to take with it. But if it's a different tone, then I can understand going with a different, completely a different writer. But Mark, for you, given the state of Gotchard, how would you have changed things up based off just the fundamentals of what we have with the show? We got cards, we got alchemy, we got a school setting. Those are the 3 base things that we went into this show with.
And you figure that's so simple. Like, how would you screw that up? when you think about it. Like, you could literally do a majority of like anything and it would work. I think honestly what hurt it right off the bat was just how they were doing the 2-episode stuff, and then how quickly all those forms would come and go, and they just felt unimportant, like too singular of a specific reason why certain combinations and forms were used. I pointed out with the toys because I have all the Sotos, and I just built another premium Bandai set one, and later on in wave 5, like, you get 2 forms per 2 boxes, so you have to buy multiple boxes because they're just trying to cram all the forms in being released now, and they kind of screwed themselves over. I would have cut a lot of the forms out, made more focus on the chemis, but also not have him like Hodo just be so instantly like, I'm getting all these cards. Like, have them actually go out and hunt them. Like, the fact that they found 5 or 6 off screen.
Like, more than that. More than one.
Well, I mean, in one episode alone, they found like, they're like, oh yeah, we got these. Yeah. And I'm like, I think they should have never said 101 chemis. I think they should have been like, oh yeah, you need like 60 or 50, like not that many, and spread out and make the chemis more interacting in the world. Because you have all these, like, okay, Steamliner and Hopper are walking around, but it's like all these other ones were released at the same time. You're telling
I will also
me...
say this is where Blade got it right. 52 cards.
Right? Blade got a lot of things right.
There it is.
Right. That's why it survived as the peak that it was for 20 years. Gotchard is good for 20 minutes, barely. It's honestly just the chemis and the pacing. Like, the 2 episodes arcs, not needed. So much stuff is resolved so quickly and thrown to the wayside. It's like they don't let anything simmer. They don't let anything cook. Because it's just, okay, these 2 episodes, now let's move into this. Oh, this guy's obsessed with gold, which is horrible. Like, that is the worst, probably top 3 worst motivations of a villain in Reiwa.
And someone mentioned in my comments regarding Gideon's ambition, we know that Gotchard Daybreak came from a future in which Gideon won, but that world was not a world of gold. So clearly he did not have those ambitions in that timeline.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Like, there's so much stuff, and then not obviously the main thing I would change is not having major story plot points in the winter movie. That, at least stuff that doesn't alter someone's personality 100%.
Yep.
There's just a lot of stuff that, like, I would change right off the bat. Like, I would have kept it more in school. Have a balance of him having to be in school, regular school, mind you, and alchemy school, and finding chemis, and balancing helping his mom. That's the struggle you want, not all this other side stuff. It's like, no, make it a little more personal. He's getting burnt out. He's tired.
Well, so the thing is, I'm personally not a big fan of school settings, but I'm like, okay, if they did make the school setting a proper character within the show itself, and, you know, almost every episode, they start off in the school, there's some school lesson going on, then whatever the teacher's instructing ends up tying into whatever chemi they're finding. That's how you get the
world method.
Yes,
the boy meets world method.
Whatever is being taught in class is what they end up finding by the end of that arc that they're working with. That way, the thing is, Minato is supposed to be their teacher, but after the first episode, we only saw him like once, not really, because they went to a field trip right after.
Yeah.
Like another time as being their regular school teacher. And then he disappeared off the face of the earth for everyone else because he mind erased. That's dumb. No, there's so many, there's a lot of opportunity to work with the school settings. We've seen it with Forze. And I would say Forze did the school setting much better because the school was a character in itself. Kamen Rider for the early part of Heisei 2 made their setting a character.
Yeah. That's I think I still like Heisei more than Reiwa, but obviously there's more seasons. But another thing too is the first episode, because you mentioned the teacher, he was so hung up on filling out that form of what you want to be. What are your aspirations? That could have been a major plot point while becoming Kamen Rider. Is this what he wants to do? But like he has to like there's so much stuff that was just like could have been a great character growth and this and that it's like,
and that was resolved literally within 3 episodes of the show. That should have been something that is seed planted there, and then like the penultimate episode, like episode 49, it's like I finally figured out what I wanted to be. and then he'll show him this,
Veterinarian.
and right there, it's just like, oh, they're paying back that episode one. Oh boy, doing it.
I love payoffs like that, but we don't get that. We don't get that a lot in Reiwa. Honestly, we don't get payoffs at all, like most of the time. We get filler, and I mean, at least we don't have a reality show disaster thing going on right now. So at least I'm thankful for that, because that would have been really horrible if it's like you're on Kemi Camera and it's like a hidden camera show with Kemis. I'd probably stop watching. But there's just, I don't know, this show is paced so weird. There's too many, and like I don't know, where too many forms, too many riders. Like Spanner should have never been a Kamen Rider. Just should have stayed as Valkyrie. That's it. He didn't need to, and like the forms, it was supposed to be he's a Kamen Rider, but like even though he's a Kamen Rider now, he still just gets the armor, like the weapon piece upgrades. And I'm like, so even as a Kamen Rider, you can't get a full form. You get like little just attachments on yours. It's like, man, I was like, you're like you're not even the tertiary anymore. Like, I don't even know how far down the list you are. You don't even get forms.
Attachments. That's it. Just attachments.
Did him dirty. It's, I don't know. There's too much that could be done from episode 1 that would make it better. And we're 28 episodes in, and it's like,
yeah, we're almost at the 30s now.
Yeah, and it's just like there'd be some drastic changes. Hopefully, you know, the Daybreak movie doesn't make drastic changes. We don't know.
We could get a Hibiki type situation where they go second half. We're just changing the head writer.
Listen,
and they're like, this is the tone of the show from now on.
That I would actually not be opposed to that.
It's possible. We could see if they're just like, Akiko, you know what? Just take over the rest of the show. Here you go. This is it. This is these are the toys we got to sell from here up until the end. Make it work. And she's like, put like 2 extra zeros at the end of that salary, and you got yourself a deal. And they'll be like, and then she'll be like, you know who my dad is? And they're like, oh, we don't want to mess with that crack cocaine. Yeah. Yes, no, you got it. You got it.
We don't know. We'll get so many Don Brothers specials if we don't give her what she wants. No,
Bros X Gotchard. It's finally good.
They need to stop giving Majade all the good forms too, because like,
oh, I mean, she only got like base and then Moon Keroberos. So those are it so far. And
they're good. They're good. They're great. Like, Gotchard doesn't have that many good forms, honestly.
Oh no, absolutely not.
Like, I don't like his little like engine rev upgrade. Like, Daybreak looks good, and
the thing is, I do like the newest like Platina Gotchard, because I feel that the way that looks next to Majade, they look like a good dynamic duo.
Yeah, that's a good combo. Like,
and then if they had just had based Valverade, not new Kamen Rider Valverade, I'm talking about Valverade before he was a Kamen Rider, mixed in there, just polish him up a little bit, get some of that shit off of him. He'd look like he fits in with them. But then, you know,
I hope his driver gets broken, then he can go back to being just Valverade.
What about Legend? Legend's probably going to be the final villain at this point.
I don't want like Legend's stupid.
Now that we know that Gideon's goal was going to the city of gold, El Dorado, and I'm like, but Legend, Legend might be from that dimension. I said that in jest, but at the same time, I'm like, it's not off the mark. Maybe he could actually end up being there.
That's what I was thinking. The second it was gold, I was like, why is those gold in this? I'm like, oh god, this is how they're gonna tie Legend in. Also,
I like how he was in the poster for this second part, Gotchard Part 2, and has never shown up. And Daybreak was so prominent, only showed up in 2.5 episodes.
Yep.
It's amazing poster. Ash, how would you rewrite the story when it comes to Gotchard? How would you make Gotchard entertaining for you?
I honestly don't know, but make Gotchard great again. Like, I feel like Mark's hit it on the hammer. Like, I'm not a fan of the 2-parters, how they get resolved quickly. I feel like we have enough writers. Free's enough for me. That's not too many. It's just...
Yes, but combine that with all the forms we got for Gotchard.
That's true. Maybe Gotchard had too many forms at the start of the show and he's getting too many forms now. But I feel like those forms should be evenly split up. Like it sounds like Velvrad just like gets all the weapon stuff here and there. The school stuff I thought we'd be doing a lot more with, but we're not, which is crazy. But yeah, I feel like just have a good serialized story. Like that's why I liked Gate so much. That's why I liked Saber and 01 and Revice and stuff like that to an extent, because it had an ongoing story that just kept carrying on. This has stuff resolved within a week or two. And I feel like it's not engaging enough for me to keep up with it. I'm probably going to binge watch Gotchard when it's done. But I feel like I don't know, it's just not clicking with me after a while. I was excited for Gotchard. I was on the Gotchard hype train. But I feel like after episode 4 or 5, I don't know, I just fell off it. I got back into it after the Christmas break. But then again, all the movie stuff that tied into it, I don't know.
It's just a funny turnaround from how many people were hyping up Gotchard in the beginning, and it's just like, now where are you? Where are you now? Just hyping up the show.
I know it's honestly it's tough. Like, all right, I'm not gonna lie, it's tough being the one who has to be positive about the shows because like I sat through Saber, I was positive about it, I enjoyed it. Same with Revice, and I always try and like look at the good and things, and it's like it's like the whole Bambi thing. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. So I'm just like, I'm not even gonna make videos on it. I'm gonna talk about the toys. The toys look nice.
I was on that hype train for Gotcha because I was like, new Rider series, the trading cards sound cool, even though I never got any of them. It's just like, I don't know, I feel like I've fallen off it.
And I mean the Toku community in general, well, at least the rabid Toku community tends to be like if you're not positive about it, shouldn't be talking about it, that type of thing. And it's just like, I don't care.
This is the rules I make for myself, and it's not just Toku stuff. It's with comic book stuff. Because if you go on YouTube, look at the algorithm. There's especially there's a lot more people bashing the comic book and movie stuff than there's people like hyping them up. So I was like, you know what? I'll make sure my content is focusing like good stuff in the comic books, like this nice, huge, good, best of Destroyer. Fancy. It's perfect. It's great.
So I will say the first thing that I would change about Gotchard is don't set a set number of chemis, because you instantly hole yourself into that number. If they just leave it ambiguous, like the chemis have been let out in the world, how many are there? We don't know. We never got a chance to fully analyze them. They were just creations made out of, because once again, we got the origins of chemis, right? We got that they were alchemy that was committed incorrectly. It ended up taking the form of a being that took a life of its own, and apparently that happened 101 times. Okay, cool. That was a nice little seed plant for potentially the 101st chemi, because it could, like we were speculating once we got that plot point, that maybe that's how they make the final upgrade. It's Rine and Hotaro end up creating the final chemi because of, friendship is magic and whatever the fuck they end up doing. That would have been great, because that could have also ended up bringing in the seed plant of regular other alchemists within the alchemist like academy. Because once again, if you're going to go with the school setting, don't just make your alchemist school be 4 students and a teacher and a teacher's aide. That's a small student body count. That sucks. That completely sucks. So if they actually did have a proper balance between the school setting and then the alchemist school settings, where they've got another class of actual alchemists, but they're not as important of characters. They're just there. And maybe some of them get jealous of Hotaro or Rine or something like that, and they try doing alchemy, and then they end up spawning their own chemis from their failed alchemy test. And that's how we end up getting the introductions to new chemis. That way they can have the set number just being ambiguous and not having a proper number in there. They can still have their entire thing about the door of darkness and all that to grant a wish, but just leaving it to the 10 level 10s, because those are supposed to be the rare ones that you want to get to, is achieving that. Because one of the biggest, cheapest plot points that we gotten in Gotchard thus far was that Gideon had a level 10 and one of the original level 10s in his possession to begin with. And he just plopped it out the episode that was relevant. It's like, yes, I had this Kemi the whole time in my Rubik's Cube. Here it is, guys. Oh, okay. You just had it there. Cool. But I do think that the show definitely shouldn't have tried taking itself seriously. It should have had its goofy plot points, and then when it did want to be serious, then it could have gone into grimdark territory. We are talking girl dog situation. That type of thing, with having someone that's just like, I want to revive my dead dog, so I'm gonna do some alchemy, and then it's a Kemi, and then they merge with it, and that becomes the amalgam of that week.
What would the dog's name be?
Plot.
We got We got G for $5 saying should be doing a Garo, or should we be doing a Garo, and let us see the inner workings of the Alchemist Society. More than what we got, of course. Yes. So that's the one thing that I do give Garo a lot of credit for, is that they gave us the insight into Makai Society, how the structures ends up working in there. But in terms of the Alchemist Association and everything going on in there, we don't know jack shit about it. Like, literally the first 5 minutes of Harry Potter, we know more about the Wizarding world than anything else within Harry Potter. But here in Gotchard, we're 28 episodes in, I don't know dick about the fucking Alchemist Association. They just wear robes.
True.
And that's it. And they apparently just still want all the Kemis to get captured by these students. And I'm like, how many schools do you guys have? None? Just the one? Is that it? Is that really it? That, once again, it makes the world seem so small for their society. Because then, if they do have multiple other schools, then you can make the other writers that they introduce come from those other classes, other schools. And that's how you start world building. And not make it seem so small. Because right now, the Alchemist Society seems so small. I mean, I'm just saying.
Now, would there be a few people from every school that end up being a group together, and it finds out that they all grew up in the same babysitting orphanage? Because we could turn this into Final Fantasy VIII. I have tons of ideas.
It could work. It could work on a lot of those different aspects. It's just like so many different other schools throughout different parts of Japan and things like that within the Alchemist Association. And, you know, they heard about Gotchard and they were like, we're not going to be taking it back. We're going to make our own drivers, our own writers. But then it starts getting into a build situation where each nation had their own writer to represent them. That's how I feel this would go. But hey, apparently the internet loves them some build, so they probably would have ate that shit up. If you had different schools of writer, they would have definitely ate that shit up.
Mm-hmm.
So I would definitely be fine with that. Especially if they just weren't, you know, the gotcha driver with some added shit on it. Because that's right now one of the other issues that I have with these other writers. It's just the gotcha driver with an add on it. Like Kamen Rider Valverade's got the Gotchard Igniter on there, but no. That's the Valverade driver. It's not that. It's not what this is. So, yeah, no, if they do that if they had done that with multiple different schools, that's how you introduce the different writers, then that could have worked. They could have even had the transfer student episode. That's such a big anime trope in a lot of like the Japanese media. This is your new transfer student. They had that with Force as well.
Yeah,
that's weird. The camera just activated on my phone with nothing that I'd done. It's weird.
I've had that happen a few times. My thing is with the popular, like every time, like with school settings and stuff, I'm like, especially when they had the chemis, I'm like, dude, they could just rip off Persona. Like that's like the easiest thing, especially how popular Persona is. I'm like, man, they could have did something that way with the chemis and all like the other alternate universe and this and that. And the Gotchard driver could be like the entrance way in, and if they don't get enough of the chemis, the Gate of Darkness, which is in one of the palaces, if we're using Persona 5 as an example, would open. It's like there's so many things they could have did differently. The school setting isn't really like a glass ceiling. You actually can give you a lot more ideas to try something different. I mean, Gotchard's doing something different because they have a school setting without a school. So that's a first. But they still go on field trips, which you don't need to attend school to go to, apparently.
Which the other aspect of it is if they did have multiple different schools, you could have some of them be like the evil students, like we want to get all the chemis that we can to open up our door, and they have the Door of Darkness, and then Hotaro's gang and like maybe another school adjacent to them is just like, we want to open up this door, so it's a rush to get as many chemis as they can. So it's all of that aspect until the other school realizes they probably get their chemis first. They open up their door and then they realize the oh shit, we fucked up moment. It's just like, well, now the main teacher's dead. It's like, yeah, y'all fucked up. So you got to join our squad, and that's how you get their redemption arc. But then at first they're like adverse to having them on there. It's like you fought against us for 35 episodes. Now you want to help us? It's like, well, our teacher's dead. Well, your teacher's probably going to be the final bad guy because he's going to come out of that hole and he's going to be just steaming in new drip. And he's not going to be a Kamen Rider because no, I don't want the final villain to be a Kamen Rider. Done with it. Done with it. Get it out of here. Not feeling it. So, but no, there's different aspects that they could have taken with the show that still could have sold the toys and kept the mystery up, because I feel if they didn't tell us that there was 101 chemis, then once again, for merchandising purposes, their booster boxes would have been more exciting, because it's just like, we don't know what we're going to get because we don't know all the chemis that we have in there. Like, it could be a mystery. It could even be a box chemi. Who wants a box with a box in it, but a box? It's there. It could even be a boat chemi. It's all there. So let me see what we have here. Anybody with some thoughts, speculations on what you would have liked seeing changed, or like in terms of course correction? Well, like what would have been with their YouTube names?
Cloudy, why aren't you over here? Why are you in chat? Why are you not?
Exactly, especially when you've been gone for 2 weeks. That you took that spring break and made it extra long.
Yeah.
Let's see. Too. School settings and chemis have so much potential, but the villains are stupid. The chemis should have been amalgams and make humans mean. I don't need an asshole pulling the strings.
They always need someone pulling the strings.
At the end of the day, the villains are always humans.
Yeah.
So.
So it was like Jimmy that turned into a human. Reverse engineering. His name was Alexander.
Replace Hotaro with Sabimaru as the protagonist. I mean,
actually, honestly, I would watch that.
We could have a Rain Man situation.
Just so you got to keep the tablet that talks too.
Yep.
That'd be a good idea.
But that would be like the mid-season upgrade situation, like that, because we did have Isaac get tossed aside during the mid-season portion of it, and then it's just like Sabimaru's not going to grow a pair. He's now going to have to talk.
He upgrades to a watch that talks, so he doesn't have to carry the tablet around.
Just wears a collar that's got a built-in microphone on there,
like the dog from Up. He's like, I have a Neuralink. It just tells me what I'm thinking. Then it could have more comedy. Girl in the Ghost Number is like, oh God, she's looking at me. Oh God, it's talking out loud.
Give Gideon better motivation.
Any motivation would be better.
Yes, just wanting the world made to gold so he can have peace. That's literally. You could have shot yourself to the moon or something. Like, you could have just made a whole dimension to yourself. We got Bacon here for $5 with what shows are we going to do for Best of Toku Rewind tomorrow night? I was just curious because that's all I have not planned. I will do that tomorrow because I've been busy working my 2 jobs this week. So also hashtag Inoue is a god. Well, there's multiple Inoues. You have the father, the son, and then the granddaughter because Inoue's dad, even though his dad's name didn't go by Inoue, also wrote for original Showa era Kamen Rider. So we got 3 gens of Inoue in the franchise. Let's see here. Like Dapan's Wish. Dapan's Wish sucked in fucking Geats. Fuck that wish. I can't play b-ball anymore, so everyone just needs to die.
Yeah. Even though I'm the one who should have watched where I was going when I crossed the road.
Yep, I could have just wished for a better leg. I could have just wished to play basketball again. Nah, fuck everyone else. Fuck. Lactase Beach episode. That would definitely win the day.
Ooh, summer OVA.
I mean,
it has to be animated to be an OVA, Mark.
I know, and listen. You take what you can get. All right, Gotchard. Toei's not going to give us what we want. Garo would. Giga would. Toei no.
Well, it depends. If they have Akiko writing an episode again, she could do the Hot Spring episode, but it's just Lactase and Minato. That's it.
I mean, I'd review it.
That would be the episode.
That would be. I'd be like, all right, the show's over. This is the last episode of Gotchard. They won.
No, but it's a 2-parter because it's Gotchard, so it would be a 2-parter episode.
Oh yeah.
It's the episode where Lactase is in the hot spring and then her clothes get stolen. So she's stuck in the hot spring and she's got to weather the heat for 2 episodes while trying to battle pruned skin. See, there it is.
Brave soul.
Eventually she has to get up.
Don't we all?
That's the whole thing. I mean, that's got Inoue written all over it.
Oh yeah. No.
So could save the franchise. Save the franchise. Just get them sales in there. Make it a crossover with Boonboomger. Actually, we already had our sauna creature this week in Boonboomger.
We did, and that was hilarious.
So, but that was sauna, not hot spring.
Yeah. Not as.
Why the fuck is
not as much?
Cloudy? You're a week and 2 hours late.
Yeah,
and muted.
Welcome.
And you're muted. So even though I see mouth moving on your VTuber model, it's just there. Cloudy couldn't even save this franchise. See, look at that. Can't even bring words to say to help this franchise whatsoever. And he's dead.
We scared him off.
Yep. Cloudy could not save Gotchard. What he tried. He came in here. He said, nothing, which goes to show Gotchard in general. So
it's going to be a 2-part stream. We'll find out next week what he was going to do to fix it.
Yeah. Next week, we get the Cloudy mystery resolved. What was he going to say?
He'll get an upgraded form of his VTuber also.
Yeah, we just had a soprano moment so Cloudy. He was about to give an answer, but it cut out.
That's the episode cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Oh, I like how chat was just like, man, Cloudy's here. And bye, Cloudy. It's all gone. It's all gone. I would say another missed opportunity is really Iron Gotchard. You know, in Reiwa, we've gotten this streak of all of these mid-season upgrades having their quote-unquote berserk forms, or their forms that are just imperfect until they get perfected. And with Iron Gotchard, we got a nap time moment, and that was really it. That's the thing. It's like it didn't have... Geats' drawbacks were already shit, where I just got tired. Then G-Forces, I just got tired. Here it's like, I got tired one time. I napped, and I'm good. And that's it. That's really it. It kind of diminishes the entire thing. If they were going to go full, I would say, As Polinoe route, they would go like, I know this is my next form, but it's not complete. And I know it's not, because I had a vision of it. Because that's the other thing about Gotchard. Every time he got the driver, when he got UFO X and things like that, he got the visions of what to do next. They played that off like twice. Never again. When he got Iron Gotchard, he should have gotten a vision of like, wait, what's that? It's like, yes, I know I got this, but this isn't what I should be having. What I should be having is this, and then go into Platina Gotchard.
Yeah.
Oh, guess who's back? Oh my God!
What the fuck?
I thought it was CM Punk's entrance for a second.
Oh my God, Cloudy! What are you doing?
Auto mute him.
Can I? Oh, shit.
Ringu Cloudy has entered the chat.
Little did we know that Cloudy was the villain the whole time.
Sorry, apologies for headphone users.
Yes. Cloudy out here just killing folks. Yeah. Good job, Cloudy. Well, that was more exciting than Gotchard, at least. So
yeah.
Wow. So yeah, look, the thing is, it's like, yeah, there's a lot of opportunities with Gotchard, but really, if they just take a Hibiki route and second half, just give it to a different writer just to see how that ends up going, then sure. The thing is, Gotchard's got the toy sales, so they might not do that. Someone in the chat was just like, yeah, but toy sales are still selling, so they might not change anything of the show right now. But I'm like, in terms of viewership, how are the ratings for Gotchard doing right now in terms of viewership? I know they don't do like Nielsen's like we do over here.
Yeah, that's a good. I don't know. I just know not a lot of people are doing any coverage of the show at all.
After all those initial videos from folks just going like, this could change everything, what you don't understand about Gotchard. So, well, the thing is, look, Hibiki's route was they had a plan from the show from the beginning when it wasn't meant to be a writer show. And then they made it a writer show. And they were like, yeah, this ain't vibing with the folks that wanted a writer show. So let's bring in the most writer of all writerdom. So here's Inoue. Make this into a writer show. So he made it into a writer show. Now, once again, I've not seen Hibiki, so I'm just going based off secondhand accounts. Some people either love the first half and hate the second half, or vice versa. They dislike the first half and love the second half. It just depends on what your flavor is when it comes to it. But from everything else on there, Gotchard was meant to be a writer show from the beginning. That's the difference between Gotchard and Hibiki. It was meant to be a writer show, and the studio had a vision for it, and they brought in these two writers for it, but they didn't implement it. So I've heard some people, well, back in the day, that's the thing. Nowadays, because of opinions online, I don't see that many people hype up the second half. Back in the day, I did hear a lot of people actually hype up the second half, going like, this is what Hibiki should have been from the beginning, that type of thing. So it's different eras. Once again, people's minds get changed by the content that's available out there because they take others' opinions as their own. But yeah, good old Gotchard.
Good old Gotchard.
Yes. Will the Steam ever pick back up?
No. Well, honestly, I think it's gonna be like King Oger. So remember how like no one was talking about King Oger really in the middle of the show, and then everyone out of nowhere when there's like one episode left before the finale, like everyone was talking about. I feel like Gotchard probably towards like low to mid 40s, like everyone will start talking about it again because we'll be going into forums and everything else.
But that's most of these Toku shows. Like, there's only a handful of us that actually do cover this as much as we do, while everyone else is like, episode 1 thoughts, cool. Sprinkle in some thoughts throughout here, get their 10K views on that shit, and then at the end it's just like final show shit. It's just like, okay, once again, you've watched probably each episode once, and that's it. Not enough to fully digest what happened, but you're just marathoning through it and giving.
I just gotta just chat really quick because we usually don't name names, but Tokupunk gonna say effing Markusatsu killed the fandom. No, not even close. Not even like no one is doing dissertations and long form content. So like you've already like etched his path. Like the fandom's not even killed. It's just one of those things where it's like.
It's like Linkara. It's like Linkara. Like everyone. Like I don't think a lot of the fan base takes a lot of. Well, I should word this properly. Look, I don't agree with Tokupunk's comment, but I haven't seen that history of Hibiki video. But again, I've heard mixed things about Hibiki online as well. But yeah. But I enjoy Marcus's long form content. Because he's the only one doing it when it comes to Toku. Yeah, he's the only one doing it. Yeah, he's the only one.
I could never put together a video like that by myself.
No. Neither could I.
Even with a team, I wouldn't want to, just because like that's.
Oh, I would absolutely love to do that kind of shit.
No, okay. I said I can't read. I can read, but I can't do scripted stuff because like it just my reading voice and my actual just free flow talking voice, like 2 different tonal shifts. So like I'd rather be like this spitballing, which is why I would like my Boonboomger reviews, and towards the end of Geats and the beginning of even Gotchard, I was just doing bullet points with no real stuff scripted out because I was like, let me just free flow, because some of the earlier Geat stuff and Revive stuff was really scripted out and I didn't like the way it came across. I can't do scripted content. I'm too good.
I can do bullet points and script them out, but I can't do long form scripted content.
All my reviews I type out literally word for word, and I'm reading them. But the thing is
reading.
But that's
the thing.
Is,
what you're saying.
Well, not exactly. Actually, I'm reading it exactly as I'm.
Because sometimes I see you look like this while you're talking, but then you still while you're like, and then
when you see me look off camera, that's when I'm going based off of memory.
Okay, because sometimes you'll look to your left.
The thing is, when I type out my things, I literally type it out how I would talk, so that way it sounds natural.
Yeah, no, I just can't. I can't type how I talk, which is weird.
No, and I've tried that with my comic reviews because there's a lot going on in the Power Ranger comics that I have to script it now. I have to write down bullet points so I get all the talking points across if I skip anything. But yeah, you can probably tell how I'm free flowing and how I'm going off like a script so I don't miss it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just easier just typing out everything, even though it takes more time. But that way I get every point that I want to try and get across that way, and it just works out. So,
yeah. But then today, TokuPunk, you're one of maybe 2 people ever that I've seen say anything like that.
Yeah.
That he's just ruined, that killed the fandom. Like, it's not even that. If anything, there's more content creators now that make Toku content that no one even, like, looks at. Like, I'm going through and a lot of the Toku content outside of you guys, a lot of people watching have like maybe under 100 subs, under 200, and small setups like what I was doing when I started, where it's like I'm just sitting here and no good thumbnail, just a screenshot. Like the thumbnail's a screenshot of what my video I was filming, and then literally they're just talking. No camera cuts,
the thing is,
nothing.
Sometimes I would get recommended those videos, and I'll be like, you know what? Sure, I'll bite. I'll click on it.
It's because of me.
It's like if well, I mean, that's how I discovered you, Mark. It was literally in that sense. Was the second I started making my content, I started getting like recommended other videos, and I would check them out. And every now and then, when I'm not like it's political season, so right now I'm watching a lot of news shit. Yeah. But every now and then I would get recommended the occasional Toku video from a relatively unknown person, and I'd watch it. And usually the way someone presents themselves within the first, I would say, 30 seconds of their video is what will determine whether or not I'm going to keep watching the video or not. Yeah. It's like, how's your speaking? How's your enunciation? Because a lot of times I do just listen to the content, but if what I'm listening to sounds entertaining, then I'm going to look at what the hell's going on.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I do a lot of opening bits, because if you're just listening to my shit, you're like, wait, what's going on right now? What are these sound? So you got to watch the opening bit.
I've caught myself walking, like, to go to the kitchen, this and that, and I'll have your videos on in the background. I'm like, wait a minute, let me rewind. What the hell? Like, he did something. Because I hear that. What do you mean? And I'm like, no, I missed something.
I mean, in this latest video, I literally had Space Fives jerking off a bunch of beakers. It's something you had to see to believe. Exactly.
Well. Yeah, because I saw the video went up yesterday, and I was like, when I have time, I'm going to watch it. I've had time all week at all. It's been hectic.
Yeah. But shout out to the homies that make the long form content, because that's how I discover all those other Sentai series I haven't seen. Or if I don't get an ending for like Die Ranger, I need someone to explain to me. I go back and read, because no one was talking about Die Ranger after I just watched it. So I went back and watched that long form video on Die Ranger. Because
that's the thing. It's like it's something that's so old that there's not a lot of people talking about it.
No one's talking about it. Yeah.
And that's always good too, because like I noticed recently a lot of my Saber stuff has been going up in views, and like the last 2 months, all my Saber videos have gone up in views like crazy, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, I have people subbing for the Saber stuff. I'm like, there's other seasons that happen after I made content for, but hey, you're watching the Saber videos, I'm not gonna say no.
No, but I would like to have like a chat with Marcos like one day about like thoughts on Toku and stuff like that. Because I think Marcos is also one of the many few who tried reading the Kamen Rider 01 comic and survived. Oh, it froze. Did everyone else freeze?
No,
Mark froze.
No, Mark froze. Mark froze making that face.
Yeah, I was thinking, is Mark going to say something? Has he got a witty remark?
You said the wrong Mark, so he died.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, got him.
Bye, Mark. But yeah. Marcos is like the one of the few people who read the 01 comic and had basically, I think, the same opinion about most of us. Like, who is this for? And this is very not good compared to the show.
The thing is, I watched a lot of his content back when he was first like out the gate and things like that. He was like one of the first prominent Toku tubers that were out there. So I remember years ago just watching a lot of his stuff, but it would be more to like refresh myself, because I didn't want to watch a whole season again that I've already seen. So it's just like, let me jog the memories. Let me rebuild all that stuff. Once he got to like his opinion pieces on it, a lot of times I would disagree with his opinion, but that's fine. Didn't go like, oh no, that's crap. I'm gonna like comment on his things about like disagreeing with his opinions. But at the end of the day, that's the way that opinions work. Some people like things, some people don't like things.
No.
I mean, a person whose video I checked out a couple weeks back and I commented on their video, they talked about they mentioned that their least favorite seasons were actually some of my most favorite seasons of Kamen Rider. So they mentioned things like Faiz and Agito and Kiva being their least favorite seasons when they were going into their topic point. And I was like, damn. Well, I mean, that's cool. But I still watched their video, and it was related to Kuga that they were doing their video. And they put in some notes and issues that they had in terms of copyright claims. So I was like, look, let me give you some tips when it comes to copyright claims and all that shit on there.
But no ill will to any other content creators. Like we all put in the work here, big or small. But
yep. If I see somebody that's like, crap, I wanted to do this, but I ran into issues, like, well, I know exactly what your issue is, so I can go ahead and give you like that information right there.
Speaking of issues, I watched Game Grumps for the first time in forever because they played the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Sega CD game. And the video in there is like super compressed, and I think they put out a part 2 saying, hey, even though the video is like super compressed and digitized, Toei still got us, which is crazy. Yeah, and I saw like the 180p like Sega CD video on there that's getting blown up. I think it must be also the audio that the YouTube bot is picking up as well, because it is like the DDR Revolution game. And not to derail, but can you hear my neighbors talking in the background?
No.
Good. Cool.
And Mark had to restart his router.
Lovely.
So that's fun stuff. Maybe if they played the game on emulator, then the audio would.
No, I think it isn't on an emulator because of this being a Sega CD game.
Well, the thing is, I remember the old Mighty Morphin Power Ranger game that was on the old Sega emulator. Like the audio wasn't captured right, so it had like audio glitches.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. Let's see here. Someone's predicting that you're going to be the next one that's going to glitch out. So that's I don't know. Could be a possibility. Are they streamers?
Are they streamers? I put my we'll go with that. I put my answer in the chat.
Okay. But let's see here.
Anything else we can do to drag it out to the 3-hour mark?
Let's see. The fan club guy killed the what fan club?
I know who that is. That's another YouTuber that I know who that is.
The thing is, I do think that as each of us gets larger, we all start building our own community in our base. Yeah. And the thing is, the base is so niche that we do have a lot of interchangeability between who watches our stuff. So that can all vary in terms of a lot of those aspects. Even though I've burnt a lot of bridges with other people in the Toku community and things like that, it doesn't stop me from watching content from time to time. Yeah. Especially if the content that they made was something that I already enjoyed to begin with. So.
No, understandable. Like
even with a difference of opinions, I'm one of those people that welcomes difference of opinions because I'm not gonna throw you out to the seagulls just because we don't like the same thing.
No, and I think not a lot. I think it's mostly Twitter that does that, but I feel like a lot of content creators welcome different opinions because we like being challenged on what we disagree with.
Plus, the conversation would be boring as fuck if we literally yeah, man. I agree with everything you just said. Yeah, that's great. That's it.
No.
It's like asking completely closed questions, not open-ended questions.
No, like I understand that. Like when we did Don Brothers, it was kind of I don't want to say a circle jerk that we all liked Don Brothers, but it was Don Brothers. It was really good.
I mean, there were some people that were just out there because obviously we know in the beginning a lot of people didn't like Don Bros. And Mark killed everything.
Yeah,
Mark came back and just like killed everything. I'm like, what?
That's weird. I wasn't even at the computer. I heard like the noise, and then I came back, and I was like, "What happened?" Because I was just like walking around the apartment waiting.
I was like in the middle of saying something, and then like, oh, it just says Mark joined. Why is no one on here? Mark killed everything.
That's weird.
Yeah. Mark, like I was saying, Marcos also read the 01 comic and survived. So I feel like the 01 comic is like the Ring videotape. You have to show it to someone.
You get a phone call.
Yeah.
No, I actually said a comment. I was like, yeah, did any of us really survive? I was like, it's like Hell in a Cell. It takes a piece away from you every time you read it, and you never get it back. Like I lost something reading that comic.
I'm glad I didn't read it.
I read the
although I will say
and
Kuga manga is back on a regular release schedule, and QC very good.
I forgot all about that shit just because.
Yeah, I just got volume 4. Volume 5 is about to come out, and I've checked it out, and I was like, okay. And I was going to do a follow-up video.
It's Go-Go Loser Ranger. I need to catch up because that anime is dropping soon on Disney Plus and
on the wait, that was Kaiju number 8. That's going to be out.
No,
Which one's going to be on Twitter?
Kaiju number 8 is going to be on Twitter, but it's also going to be on Crunchyroll. Crunchyroll also has the rights to Kaiju number 8, which Kaiju number 8, fucking loving it. I understand, and I have to cut back on a couple of things when it comes to animation with how crazy that series can be visually, but I am really excited for that series.
I think Go-Go Loser Ranger is pretty close, and I think volume 8 or 9 just came out. And it's the same writer who did Quintessential. It's the same writer who did Quintessential Quintuplets. They do not like to write long, and they always have like endings. I don't think any of their manga ever went past 14 or 15 volumes. So,
real quick, Jin for $2. The Oxy. I don't know if I asked, but Ranger Academy thoughts.
Ha 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 ha! Funny. Ranger Academy it's okay. It's okay. They're teasing that Dark Spectre's coming, but if this magically ties in the Darkest Hour, I'm going to be very shocked. What I'm excited for this week is like MMPR versus Godzilla Part 2.
Now, answer me this: is the school setting in Ranger Academy better than Gotchard?
Yes. Strangely, yes, they're actually at the school.
Okay.
I mean,
great.
Technically, I will say yes then, because there is a school that's shown.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Ranger Academy is not doing it for me, honestly.
Yeah. It has its it's got I've read the latest one that's going to be coming out this week because of solicitations that I nearly slipped up and gave away a spoiler. But Ranger Academy is I'm reading. I think I'm just on autopilot. What I'm really liking right now is the non-Power Ranger stuff as well, like Radiant Black, Ultimate Spider-Man, Ultimate X-Men, Ultimate Black Panther. That stuff has been on fire.
New Ghostbusters just dropped also. It bridges the gap from Afterlife to Frozen Empire. It's from Dark Horse.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. Melissa Flores just finished the final issue of
Spider-Man Smash. Oh, Dead Lucky.
Oh, the Dead Lucky's done. Yeah.
Cool. Okay, I'm gonna have to read that. Let me pull up my reading list that I'm reading right now. So what I'm reading right now that isn't Power Rangers is Batman. I'm reading Avengers Twilight.
Oh,
Spectacular Spider-Man, which is Miles and I didn't feel for the first issue either. I'm reading Ultimate Black Panther. I'm reading the Tom King Wonder Woman run, Titans.
Ooh, it's so good.
Which one, Wonder Woman or Titans?
Yeah, Tom King's Wonder Woman.
Really good.
Really good.
I'm reading. I'm not reading Superior Spider-Man. I've fallen behind on that. But Ultimate Spider-Man and Symbiote Spider-Man 2099.
How is that? Because they threw that in my pull list, and I haven't read it yet.
I need to reread it again.
Finally yesterday.
Yeah, I need to reread it again because I've never read a Spider-Man 2020. Yeah, Spider-Man
2099.
Yeah, 2099. I wanted to read it because, like, when Across the Spider-Verse came out, they started re-releasing all the older stories, but they sold out really quickly. What I'm probably going to buy when it's on special on Amazon is the Jonathan Hickman X-Men run. Because watching X-Men
House and Powers of X, and then
it's in a big,
Hickman's run is so good.
It's in a big hardcover for like $100 Australian, so I might get that.
That's worth it.
That's yeah. Because
I have a comic for Zio that he would like.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Is that based on the 2011 Thundercats?
No, that looks like 80s.
OG.
That's definitely 80s.
Who's writing that one?
The proportions online are great.
Declan Shalvey.
Who?
It's Declan Shalvey. I have no idea who that is, but it's actually it's only 2 issues in. It's OG style, but like nice, modern, polished artwork, but still.
Yeah. When's the next Radiant Black coming out? Because Radiant Black is
almost getting canceled for. Alan Scott Green Lantern number 5. I'm doing a video on that. That's what got me in trouble reviewing the first 2 ones for Alan Scott Green Lantern.
I think you scammed away pretty well.
Not in the DMs, I didn't. Yeah. So the most recent Radiant Black was the 2825 because they just released the Walking Dead cover.
When's 29 coming out?
Next month.
Okay, because he's on a weird release schedule. Because I know he's doing 2 comics.
So they did a weird release schedule because he was doing all the promotion stuff for Moon Man with Kid Cudi, the rapper. Then he's traveling now. I think isn't he in the UK or Australia right now?
He's in Australia for a convention in Melbourne, and I'm really annoyed that I didn't know because I could have met Kyle and I would have said I loved your work on Power Rangers, but I really liked your work on Radiant Black.
What everyone should be reading from Trujillo is Blue Beetle. It's the best. It's the best thing DC's doing right now. No one is respecting Blue Beetle.
But Zio, if you want to watch, if you want to read Radiant Black, you can get like the first volume on Kindle for like $2.
They just did a humble bundle. You can get everything Massiverse. I think for like what, $18?
Yeah, that's what I did as well. I got
but I like actually physically getting my comics.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, see, I got that, and I haven't read it yet.
I might need to like read it again because I'm jumping into the 2099 verse.
Very good. I did get the rest of the zombie released covers that were coming out.
Nice.
Some close. I have all of them so far, so I'm like really looking forward to what that's going to look like because they connect when they're done. So I'm wondering what it's going to look like. And then obviously the only King Kong crossover that matters. This is better than the movie. Godzilla one-shot Superman, so it's canon that Godzilla is stronger than Superman. The Raw was so loud it stopped his heart.
Zin asked if we're watching X-Men 97. I am. I get in Danny's Discord and we have a watch party if he's around. And episode 3 was really good with that Sailor Moon transformation for Goblin Queen.
I didn't watch that one yet. I watched the first 2 episodes.
I've not watched any of it yet.
Nothing.
You gotta.
It's good. It's. I think a lot of people were just getting too.
They made Cyclops good again.
Judgmental before it came out. Yeah, and I like Cyclops. I was like, cool.
No. Yeah.
Look, my only concern is, apparently it's really good. And we know we got 2 seasons already done. But the head writer is gone. Yes, exactly. Yeah. What if there's a season 3 and it's like the sun's missing here, like that flavor is gone? What happened? Oh well, that head writer's gone.
Maybe they'll bring him back. I mean, Disney has made lapse of judgments where they've fired someone before and brought them back.
James Gunn.
James Gunn.
Only to have already lost him by the time they got him back.
Yeah.
So,
Listen, listen. I don't know. Depending on how his DC movies go, we might be seeing Guardians Volume 4. And like,
I don't know, because that also depends on the state of Disney afterwards, and that's a whole nother can of worms.
Yeah.
So, because they instantly already said, yeah, Ant-Man, that's gone. Next Captain Marvel, that's gone. We're not working on that.
Well, Ant-Man, it's not gone. It's on hiatus just because they don't know where to go next, and they never had a fourth script or anything ready to go. Yeah. That's the thing.
Great, but even then, the pace of the films coming out has been at a snail's pace, because we should have gotten that new Captain America film like 3 years ago.
They're reshotting 90% of it right now.
Exactly, that's the issue right now. That's another issue.
They're cutting.
That should have been
out. They're cutting out a whole villain group and arc. So sadly, Seth Rollins ain't going to be in the movie now.
Oh,
they had a WWE wrestler. Yeah, apparently that whole syndicate's being cut out completely. They're now cutting Bucky completely out of it.
What?
Yeah. Because he's going into the Thunderbolt stuff. So
I heard rumblings that it had a press screening and it got like a bad review. I don't know if that's like the anti-MCU guys.
Oh no, there was no press screening. It wasn't even done. It was done filming, but the final cut, they do the internal within the company screenings, but there was no press screenings.
Okay,
they don't do press screenings like that until like a week before they come out.
Yeah, Disney typically does internal, like it's normally friends of family and family.
Yeah,
that are the only ones that do it.
But they sign NDAs and they wouldn't be able to talk about it.
Yeah, it was like test screenings or something, and they said it didn't do well with audiences, and I don't know if
but if it didn't do well with that audience, is probably the reason why they are doing reshoots. But if they're reshooting that much, that means that even the friends of family and family were like, I didn't care about this.
Disney doesn't do the test screenings anymore. I know Warner Brothers still does, and like Paramount and stuff. Disney stopped doing that a long time ago. They just do the whole internal, like, hey, friends and family of people who work there, and people who work there get to see it.
Just reboot the entire MCU. I'm just like,
that's what they're trying to do. That's what they're trying to do. That's why the whole King Dynasty stuff is nixed. They're just doing
Is it? I thought it was certain legal problems.
No, that's completely done. They're actually just going straight full everything in on Secret Invasion and Secret Wars. And I think they're just going to use that.
But
I heard I heard that was shit as well.
Oh, it's all going to be shit regardless.
So it's
like it just because it's being released doesn't mean it's not shit. Like after the Secret Invasion show, I'm like, all right, you know what? Like
if Fantastic Four happens in the 60s, just use that as a hard reboot of the franchise.
Yeah. Honestly, it's Spider-Man.
Yeah, just say that when they went into space and shit like that, they created two different parallel paths, and the MCU that we saw was the one in which they didn't exist, and then the world that they pop into is the new MCU. Just do something like that, because technically that would make the Fantastic Four much more prolific to the current state, well, to the future state of the MCU, because there's so many plot threads that they just introduced, killed off already. They're done. Just stop.
I just want Cosmo the space dog to be around, because Cosmo, good dog.
Yeah,
that was the only good redeeming quality of that whole entire movie was Cosmo and Howard the Duck playing cards, which is what we need. We deserve a Howard the Duck film.
Wait, which one was he playing?
That's James Gunn.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. He was in there in a scene playing cards.
And
he's like, and then he called me bad dog. It's not real.
Yeah, but he was also on like the original Guardians of the Galaxy as like the post credits. So he keeps throwing him in there. Seth Green always playing him.
Yeah, it just needs to happen. They need to give us the comic was good. They actually did a reboot of the comic right after the first Guardians, and I was like, yes.
I think I might have read that Guardians book. Is that the one where he's in they're in space with Tony Stark, or?
Oh, with when he made his weird star, whatever armor. I hate that Iron Man armor so much.
I think it was
just silver with a star on it. I was like, this is stupid armor. Also, yes, I am excited for Don, the anime that is going to be peak anime, and I don't think if they tone it down at all, I'm going to stop watching it. It needs to be a 1-to-1 adaptation.
So interesting side topic to throw into here, because I was thinking about this since someone was talking about it on the Discord server. I think it was yesterday. How would you introduce someone that's not into Toku? Like, how would you describe Tokusatsu to your plain vanilla, never seen this kind of shit before in their life, how would you introduce it to them?
Japanese Power Rangers.
Yeah. No, because I nearly got my friend that's the meme. That's the meme. Japanese Power
So
Rangers.
this would be what I would say. I would be like, so think of the MCU, but on a CW budget.
Yeah.
But it changes cast every year.
I don't feel like using CW as an example would really.
No, just so they understand, it's just like, look, this is the grandiose they're trying to go for, but realistically, they have the budget of this.
Just say USA Network or Sci-Fi. I think CW just.
But they've also been doing this nonstop since the 70s. So there's a reason why people keep coming back.
Like I almost got like everyone says Karate Bug Man or Power Rangers were better. I nearly got a friend that watched King Oja because he looked up what it's about and he said, well, sounds like a lot like Game of Thrones with all the different countries and stuff like that. And I said, yeah, Game of Thrones with Power Rangers. He never got around to watching it because I think I had to show him how to like pirate Sentai and stuff like that. But he's also a friend who he won't really watch. He struggles to keep up with stuff weekly. So he usually just waits for it all to finish.
I do know some people that were turned off by King Oja, even though they were like avid Sentai fans, since I knew them in like college. They were like, I can't get into it because of the CG. And the green screen. The green screen's like so bad. It's so bad that I just can't get into it. Like, really? Okay. All right. You should have known by now. Should have known what franchise, what budget you were in.
I have a bad way to describe Toku.
Go on.
I'm toning it down. Hold on. It's like the MCU without diversity.
But you got all these other fictional nations.
No comment.
See, Ash gets it. But no, really, it is because it's like it really is when you think about it. Like it's
Japanese.
Story.
That's it.
Yeah, but also from the standpoint of like how the stories are told. Also, like it's literally the characters and what's going. Like there's nothing else drawing in and pulling the story or anything.
It's just whatever the plot is going.
Yeah,
that's it.
It's very straightforward. Whereas you don't get a culmination of a mixture of different flavors in the pot and different outlooks on things. I'm just saying. That's what it is. Nah, y'all don't understand. Not you guys, the chat. They don't understand. They don't get it. They're too young.
I mean, at the end of the day, it just comes down to storytelling. That's the thing. People want good storytelling. Yeah. If the storytelling is not there, then guess what? People are going to shit on it. It doesn't matter what you're trying to amplify with the story that you're trying to put in there. But if the story's not good, then guess what? The amplification's dead. Doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Good storytelling always wins.
A jump to the sky turns to a rider kick.
Oh, thanks for subscribing.
Streamlabs actually says that now?
I guess so. Now that Streamlabs is working.
I think you can turn that on for notifications. I used to use Streamlabs back in the day when I would stream.
That puts me at like what, 3332, something like that? Or am I like finally on like the 4 3s?
Speaking of all the threes, did you see that Late Night with the Devil made exactly 666,000?
No, I was at 333, and now you made it 3334. Someone quick unsubscribe them.
You wanted to go back down. Okay.
No, but I am at 3,334 subscribers currently.
Have you ever had like a whole bunch just disappear for some reason, and then within a couple hours it shows back up?
I honestly have not paid attention to my analytics in like 2 months. I've been in like don't give a fuck mood, because if it's not 4K, I'm not eating this chip.
That's It takes 4. Why not 3K? Why does it have to be 4K?
No, I was already at 3K when I said I would eat this
Oh,
chip.
that's right. Yeah.
Yes. The goal was to get to 4K by the end of the month. Well, we got 2 days. That ain't happening. I'm not eating this expired ass chip from 2 years ago.
Someone DM me one of those sites where you
it's
spend
still
money
in the tape.
People
Like,
that click a red button.
You might get them in trouble. I wouldn't do that.
I know. I'm
do
joking. Plus, that chip's not even that hot. You could do that for like 10 subs. Everyone get him to 3335 and he'll eat the chip.
No,
or a lump sum amount,
or 3,500. 3,500.
Or a large donation because events expired. He might need a good hospital.
That's what I was like.
Yeah. A pretty good like super chat just to eat the chip.
What's your deductible just to make sure we cover that at least?
I don't know.
Because you'd have to drink the charcoal if they have to do the food poisoning test. That's what.
Once again, let's take a look at when this said it was good till.
Dude, that's just how long have you had that?
This is the 2022 challenge chip. Let's see. Best Buy 3/26, 2023. This expired over a year ago.
Exactly a year and 3 days ago. I'm gonna Google that real quick. Let's see what the side effects are.
Toku Rewind tomorrow. Nah, it's got to be on here. It's got to be on here for the bit.
Yeah,
all right,
so
I found someone who's talking about eating one already.
Because I didn't even see what their last year's challenge box looked like or anything like that. I like how one chip is already like 5 grams of carbs. Disgusting.
Yeah.
So everyone says it should be fine, but it's gonna taste like not as spicier. It's gonna be the same level of spice, but it's gonna taste extra gross because it's stale, even though it's in the bag still. So it's gonna be super stale. So it's gonna be like eating like a super spicy Triscuit.
Oh my god, Triscuits had the worst texture ever.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody gonna donate for that.
It's gonna taste like a spicy Triscuit is what they said. And I was like, I wouldn't eat that honestly if I were you. Like
what would be the super chat tier that we would have on here? What would be like the total number of super chats for me to eat it? What do you think?
For an expired one, that's gonna like now that I know it's gonna taste like a spicy Triscuit, that's like the worst case scenario. Honestly, you're better off just taking one of those like remember not the shredded mini wheats, but the full big one. You're better off just taking one of those and covering it in hot sauce and just eating it. Like that's more appealing.
Yeah, I might get some Mexican food for dinner tonight with all this talk.
Oh, good job.
So it's at 66. Rooney Henshin said 666 for the super chat donation amount.
So $666. You know what? That might work for my deductible.
$6.66.
No, if it's $6.66, ain't no way. Nah.
You got to keep them on the YouTube tax.
There is the YouTube tax.
It's tax on everything.
We'll see. We'll give it to the end of the stream. If nothing happens, then it's like, well, then that's a chip that's gonna go away, or just stay another 5 years.
Dude, just buy a new one. Like buy a new. Don't like it. Oh, by the way, this is someone who ate theirs that was only expired for 4 months. By the way, so I can only imagine.
I bought 2 of these, so I had ate the first one originally. It was awful. Because
it's not fun.
It's the spice and like the residuals that are in there. It's bad. It's not a good tasting chip. That's the thing.
I blame the salt.
It's like I like a spicy chip if the flavor is good, but there's no flavor that's good about this.
No.
We got a $2 from Jane. Just should sniff smelling salts. Just saying.
Done that.
No.
Nope. I was curious, and nope.
Is there a YouTube tax? Well, YouTube instantly takes a percentage of your
30%.
money. Yeah.
And then if you also donate on a Apple device, there's the Apple percentage as well.
Yep. Which I found out before, and I was like, damn, that sucks.
Which is why I've said I actually get paid more from Twitch than I do get from YouTube.
Yeah.
And I put more effort into YouTube than I do Twitch. But Twitch pays me better.
It's because YouTube has longevity with videos accessible water. Like Twitch doesn't have that in place yet still. Like the fact that they're like, oh, we're going to do shorts now for clips. And I'm like,
I haven't seen YouTube like push shorts in a while. I think they're realizing that they're done.
Twitch has them now on there too. I think Twitch you can do like little vertical things. Yeah.
Ew.
Gross.
Yeah. That's why I'm like, why is everyone like, no, all our cameras are this way, or like, landscape, not portrait. Let's not. I got widescreen. I'm not trying to do everything that way. It's horrible.
Like
who sells a webcam that's this direction?
Yeah, that's just. Speaking of, Elgato just launched a new face cam again.
Oh,
really?
But it's still it's just this version, but better. Even though they have the Pro version that's better than the new one they just put out, because the Pro is better than the regular face cam. But they're doing a face cam too, and I'm like, that's too much. Although you should get the Osba or whatever camera, Zio, because with your green screen it follows you, so you can move around and do your green screen stuff, and the camera will just automatically follow you. Has potential.
That might be harder when it comes to like framing my shots, because I normally plan them around people moving on the screen.
It's true. That's good.
So, yeah, might not work so well. This is not sponsored by this new drink that I'm trying out, but it is actually really good. Truly Unruly.
Ooh, what a name!
It's their new seltzer, but it is 8% alcohol per volume.
Yeah,
higher than the usual Trulies, but it has flavor to it. So, once again, you got yourself a seltzer that has flavor to it, good alcohol content, but delicious. So, feeling it.
Yeah, I'm not the demographic of that.
I did check that there is a keto alcohol, but it's not really alcohol. It's called Keto Hall. So what it is, it sends ketones directly to your liver, but it gives you like the buzz of alcohol without being bad for you. But the problem is a 12-pack is $82. Exactly. Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
And all the reviews are like, it tastes terrible, but I got that buzz. And I'm like, but do I want to spend $82 to have that buzz, but for it to taste terrible? Absolutely not. So I'm like, no, not doing it.
Yeah, that's a bit much. Like, speaking of, wait, what's today?
It's Good Friday.
No, last week. No, last week was 8 years.
8 years since what?
Oh, since not drinking?
Oh, yeah. Congrats, my dude.
I've been legally able to drink for how long? Because then I would just be like,
you were about to.
I've been legally able to drink since.
Between you two, I don't have to. I mean, especially when Ash is sitting there with like his pitcher.
What pitcher?
Like, I don't. That one time.
That was like last year. It's been like a year since the pitcher. He needs to do it for like 2024.
The thing is, that pub closed down, and I don't think they'll let me. Yeah, no, yeah. I bled them dry. No, it's because the office, like, I think they chose to close down because when the company that I work for lost the contract, most of their customers would be most of us who would go there drinking after like work and stuff like that. And after we closed down, like several businesses on that like strip walkway closed down because no one was visiting him anymore. There's another pub around there from my new work, which is all right, but they're more of a craft beer thing, and they do some good stuff. Like they do this guava and pineapple beer, which is really nice. Mark said something, but he was muted. But yeah, it does like a guava.
I was talking about this like pineapple. You say? I was like, no,
yeah, pineapple guava. Okay. But yeah, they're all right. They do all right. But I haven't drank in there a lot because it's it's in the city, so it's sort of like a mainstream pub, so it's fairly crowded. And then by the time I knock off work, a lot of people who finish at 3:30 want to leave at like 5 or when I get there. So yeah.
Do they have like a tequila there that's not like they don't have a worm in there, but instead they have a giant spider?
No, no.
I'd be almost tempted to drink it just to try it out.
I was wondering where you were going with that.
Why it would still be alive?
Because you don't eat
that spider.
Because you don't eat the worm.
Mortal.
Yeah.
You never eat the worm. That's the thing. You don't eat the worm. It's like anytime you get liquor that has like fruit at the bottom, you don't eat the fruit.
No, stay
don't
away from
do that.
anything that's in the bottom. It's not like yogurt. You don't stir it. The fruit stays in the bottom.
Never
Dude,
touch
every
that
time
shit.
you lift that up, I think you're holding just a really large. You know how you can get like the Duracell or Energizer like batteries that are also like banks to put your change in. I keep thinking it's an Energizer bank that you put coins in because it's silver. Like,
I'm gonna reach out to them, being like, "Hey, sponsor my Twitch streams."
You're like, I'm truly sorry to bother you in this email. And there's like a smirk, like a little pun in there, and just
yeah.
But I will be drinking y'all all the time.
You'd be surprised how easy reaching out to companies works, and then you make money.
Maybe.
I should reach out to companies like that sell Toku stuff so I can get a bit of a not a discount, but
at this point I'm just like, nah, just reach out to companies that help you in your everyday life, like Manscaped.
That's what I do.
Manscaped or what's that? Those cooking ones to send you free ingredients. That'd be pretty good.
Oh, like HelloFresh and like Blue
Apron.
HelloFresh,
yeah.
All them.
Well, those ones you can actually just sign up on their website and they give you a code.
Yeah.
It's kind of like how Loot Crate was, where like even if you had Loot Crate and you were paying for it, you still had a referral code. That's how those work.
No, yeah. Because I had a couple of friends who signed up for HelloFresh and stuff like that.
I've done Green Chef and Blue Apron. I haven't done the HelloFresh one.
There's like a new one that's around.
I'm trying to think what the other ones were. There's a lot of them actually. But no, like I always go for companies and stuff that I would use, like anyways, just day to day stuff. Be like, hey, I already have your stuff.
Manscaped, I haven't signed up for yet. I signed up for like what was it? Dollar Razor Club.
Oh yeah, Dollar Shave Club.
Dollar Shave Club, yeah.
And then I tried the razors. I'm like, they ain't great.
No, I didn't they have those in like Target for a while? I think they still do.
Yeah, it was like.
Oh, hey, I did have someone unsubscribe, so I am down to 3.
There you go. No, well, watch. It's gonna go back because I would have like 4 or 5 up to 10 missing, and then I would check like because I had a video of my drafts for like 3 weeks that I forgot to make a thumbnail for, so I finally did, and I was looking, I was like, oh man, I lost like 18 subscribers. I was like, they hate me. And then like after I was done doing video, I was at work, and then like I checked to see to make the video go live because I forgot. Even though I put the thumbnail, I was like, it was too bad of a time frame. I was like, no, I'm not gonna make it go live now. Wait a couple hours, and then all the subscribers were back. So I was like, I had no clue what's going on with YouTube.
Thing is, everything else is like down. It's like views are down 25.9K.
That's how it is in
my
general.
average views. Watch time is down. Subscribers are down. It's like, that's why I don't like caring about the analytics anymore.
Well, you're also not doing weekly Gotchard or Super Sentai right now.
Well, so right now, Super Sentai, I'm not touching that until starting this upcoming week. But yeah, Gotchard. Thing is, we talked about it. Doing Gotchard weekly reviews. What's there to talk about?
Yeah. Although, no, it's really, there's not really, because like that's the thing too. It sucks that it's like one of those things too where it's like, well, you think I'd put that energy into other things since I'm not covering Gotchard. No, just playing Skull and Bones.
Thing is, I was trying to, but I was just creatively bankrupt.
Yeah, that happens too. Like we've all been doing this how long consistently without any like breaks.
And if the break happens, it's like a week. So
yeah. Like, and even when my computer broke, I still found a way to make like it's like sometimes that's why it's like I don't do the outlandish stuff that I was doing like Saber and even Revise for like editing and this and that. So I'm like, no, and even Geats, I'm like, I need to slow it down for a season and just chill and just talk in front of the camera. Finally figured out how to make the still images move for the comic book stuff. I figured it out, you guys.
Oh, okay.
Took me. You guys said it on stream, and then I completely forgot, and I was like, "What did they say?" And I'm like, "I'll figure this out." I kept clicking buttons, but the DaVinci Resolve has one button to press now because it's all open source, and I have like a whole thing made, so I just push one button, it does it on its own, and I just adjust the speed of it. Have I done it yet? No, because creatively bankrupt also.
Well, when creatively bankrupt, just watch YouTube poops from 15 years ago.
Oddly enough, I started going back into what? Let me actually check my search.
Newgrounds,
my YouTube
world,
history, not my search it.
albino black sheep,
mini clips, Joe cartoons.
Who told you?
Frog in a blender.
Oh God.
The sloth.
Where is it? No, it's all the wrestling stuff. I'm trying to figure out where. I was going back and watching like old TCG videos because when people do like, I'm bad with last names, but the Yoshi guy who was in Power Rangers, he does streaming Digimon, and he'll have like the camera pointed down at his desk and other people. Yeah. So I started watching old videos of people playing like the Digimon card game or the Dragon Ball Super card game because everyone always watches Pokemon. I'm like, so I've been like really getting back and watching old videos of that stuff, and I'm like, this is entertaining. In like actual like tournament, people go on to film card tournaments, and I'm like, this is a lot of fun because I'll watch when other people put out videos, but I'm like kind of just tired of watching everyone else's Toku videos also on top of recording my own.
Oh, thank you.
But it said other than YouTube. I started
okay.
my sentence with that. That was the disclaimer. Like, because no one's. I was telling one of my friends. I don't know if it's Sudar. So yeah. I don't know. I told one of my friends to check out your channel, Ash, because he was trying to talk to me about that Power Ranger comic book stuff, and I was like, listen, I'll do a video once every 4 months. I was like, you want to know news and all this other stuff? Go check out the Oxy 360. That's like, I'm not like, that's not me. I'll review one issue every 10 issues.
Yeah. Speaking of one issue every 10 issues, when is Rolliver doing the next discussion?
I don't know. I missed his Black Panther one. I don't know what his next one is he's doing. I have no idea. Like, I don't know.
He says I have no choice, but I'm going to be on the next comic review. I was like, okay.
I just need him to stop slandering me. He's talking about wealth and this and that every time I freaking buy a comic book. He's just like, look at, he's got money. It's like, shut up. You don't have to out me.
That's like $50 of comics. Comics aren't that expensive when you're buying them weekly.
Oh no, this is after like 3 weeks, 4 weeks maybe.
Oh, that's still not that much.
It was like $130.
Yeah. What do I need to get?
Like I still remember when Rebirth started, and I was buying every single line, every week.
Like I said, Brightest Day and Blackest Night like ruined me,
and I was just like, I gotta stop because first of all, half of these plot lines just ain't doing it for me. So,
well, the thing with comics right now is a lot of people aren't actually buying comic books. They're all just, read comics online and stuff like that. So there's a lot there's actually not a lot of people.
Have fun with your fucking malware and your computer for going to that site.
Yeah, that's why I pop up blockers. No, I'm joking. I actually buy digital too. I hate like I'll pirate fan subs all day on Toku stuff, but comics no.
No, comics I'll buy digitally, and I am going to King's Comic Store in Sydney, where because like my local comic book store, it's hard to go there because I'm at work every day. So when I knock off work, they're closing. So because it's in the city, what I've been doing is I've been ordering comics from a comic shop in Sydney and stuff like The Return and Ultimate Spider-Man and stuff like that. I'm getting in, I'm ordering from them, and then I also ordered the recent Radiant Black in trade.
Nice. Yeah, the was it 5? I think just came out. What?
That's the one I got. And Rogue Sun Free just came out, and because I ordered it from Amazon, and it took so long for Amazon to say that they're shipping it out to me. And I might have to do the same for Rogue Sun Volume 3 because it came out like this week, and it says it hasn't shipped out to me. So I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, no, even with regular trades here in the States, I try not to order trades on Amazon because they either come damaged or not at all. Yeah. I've had manga and trades just not be delivered at all, and they're like, "Oh, it's lost."
No, that's the thing. That's the thing. I order some trades about like months later, because I've ordered. Because what did I get? I got some of the Necessary Evil stuff in trade, and it came in like fucked up. I think they tried shoving it in the mailbox. But some of the trades I've been getting recently, they've been kind enough to leave at my doorstep or hide it behind the bins or something like that where it's safe. Because I do say to the mailman, yeah, I live at a little unit block, but just like leave it in the doorstep. Like no one checks.
Did you do the Massiverse card game Kickstarter? I think we talked about that, right?
No, I backed it. I've been charged. Yeah. I don't know when it ships out.
Dude, they charged me like an hour after it ended. Usually like, it could take like a day or two or like a week. It was like an hour after it ended. They're like, yeah, it just ended.
Yeah, but it's not a Queen's Blood physical release, so I don't care.
Listen,
they'll probably do that. They're probably gonna do that.
Oh boy, I would.
If they do that, it has to be released in less than a year because I don't want it to be like Gwent from The Witcher 3, where it's like, oh yeah, here's your standalone 4 years after the game came out, and none of us cared.
Yeah,
and it didn't even play the same either. It felt different for some reason.
Even then, if they once they get to the third 7 game, if they don't have it in there, I'm gonna throw rocks. No, or at least give me something new. Give me a Queen's Blood. Give me a King's Blood. Give me a King's. Yes.
Okay, that's pretty nifty. I can buy the omnibus for Batman's versus Ninja Turtles for like $90, and it's got all 3 stories in there.
That's a lot.
That's like
for
$90.
Something that was decent.
Yeah, it was too. It was $240.
Or send me that weird shot that you're saying.
I read the first Batman vs Superman, Batman vs Ninja Turtles, and I really enjoyed it. I haven't read the sequels.
I didn't read any of them. I'm I'm not a big fan of crossovers of a lot of stuff because I feel like most of the time, like, I don't know, I don't like a lot of stuff that's like out of canon because it's like it's a side story that whatever. Like the first Power Rangers and Ninja Turtles was great.
It's so good.
I was excited for the second one.
Ryan, make a third. Ryan, make a third.
He will.
Next episode of Gotchard is about to be funny as fuck too. Seriously,
I need to do that.
Y'all too.
What is it?
Just watch the latest episode of Gotchard and then get prepared up for the next episode. Don't even watch the previous episode. Just fuck them.
Fine. I will watch Gotchard.
Just watch the latest episode out of context, and you'll be like, "What the hell is it?" Wow.
Yeah.
Well, luckily, it's not out of context because I watched 27, but I make no promises that I'll watch 28 because.
No, watch 28 because 28 is funny. Like I said, 28 is better than that Boonboomger episode of this week. Even though Boonboomger was good, Gotchard was better this past week.
Well, I'm gonna wait till the subs for 29 drop, and then I'm just gonna watch 28 and 29.
Yeah, then I'll watch them back to back. Yeah.
They are a 2-parter, so yes. But
that's why.
Just prepare for Down Bro's level of brain rot. So that's why I'm just saying, sometimes it's good. Pace yourself, like week to week, for some of this shit. Gene for $5 says, since we're talking comics, I started reading the Darkness series recently, and I find it rather interesting.
So are you reading because that's Image, did you go back and read where the Darkness was originated from with the Witchblade? Comics, because it was an interesting little thing to read before you jump into the darkness. But the artwork on that is great. Some of the best covers from anything out of Image. Like, people don't give the darkness the it's just deserves. It's, especially when you realize
they're saying that they're reading it all in order.
Nice. Glad to hear that, because listen, a lot of people forget mid 90s comics had that same there was this trend, and I blame Spawn being so popular. And it was either you had the Rob Liefeld style or the Todd McFarlane Spawn for the non A level major publisher Marvel and DC. So anything that was indie comics like Image, Dark Horse just showing up on the scene, IDW, you in the darkness luckily had the Spawn style, Image style artwork, because if it had that shitty ass Rob Liefeld artwork, it would have failed.
Wait, you said Witchblade. I remember the anime of Witchblade.
Yes, I also remember the anime of Witchblade.
Yeah.
But I do know that that's an adaptation, so
yeah.
Now, let's say, as a Darkness fan, I did not read any of the Rebirth stuff that came out a decade ago for Darkness. So I don't know how the Rebirth stuff is, but the 1996 to 2002, 2003 run, it's good. It's good storytelling.
Let's see. Have I ever stopped watching Toku? No.
Yes.
Well, you said you skipped. Well, not stop watching Toku entirely, but you said
I would say I skipped seasons, but even then, there was other Toku to still watch during those years.
Okay, that's true. That's cool.
And the thing is, I would say, since if you want to count Power Rangers into the Toku sphere, I've not been without Toku since Power Rangers started. So since 93. Because even when I stopped watching Power Rangers, I got into Super Sentai.
Yeah.
While getting into Super Sentai, I eventually found Kamen Rider. While in that space, I found the other Tokus in there, the Chosation series, Garo, other things that popped up in between, like Cutie Honey, Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon, shit like that. So, yeah, there's always been something.
I actually stopped Toku for a while, altogether everything, just because college and this and that. So it's around Deno. So watch Blade, Hibiki, stuff like that, and then around Deno, I just stopped and I was focusing on school, work, and everything else, and I didn't get back in until the end of Double. And then I was all right, let me go back and watch the seasons I missed. But I had a good 3 years where I was not watching anything.
So funny thing is, Deno came out my senior year of high school, and I remember being more hyped for Deno than I was for Kabuto.
What?
Yes, because I was hyping it up to all my friends that I had gotten into Toku at the time, because the time travel aspect of Deno made it potentially possible for... Remember, this is a time in which we didn't have Kamen Riders crossing over with past Kamen Riders. So I was the potential's there. He could go back in time and actually cross over with past Kamen Riders. We haven't had that in ages. And I got everybody on the hype train for Deno. Then Deno became what it did.
And they said, "I hate you. Why did you recommend me?"
Luckily, we graduated high school 3 months later. So
and then you went.
Didn't have to deal with that. They didn't have to deal with that.
Went off the grid. Went off the grid into hiding, so you can deal with that stuff.
I mean, one of my friends did die 2 years later.
I didn't say die. I said you went off the grid, so you didn't.
Well, one of my friends did actually end up dying 2 years later. So,
am I a bad person to say what if Deno, you recommending Deno caused that? My bad friend, my bad person for making that joke?
No, you're not. You're good.
Okay.
You're good. I've already gone past that portion of my life, so I just went into hiding when it came to social media because other things
and stuff.
And stuff. Well, I mean, that was back in early 2000s and stuff. So back in websites of like tenornot.com and shit like that. So
and Bebo and MySpace.
Yep. So had to
glad
quit.
I'm old.
But hey, we have reached the 3-hour mark.
Yeah. So last week, right? I was like, oh, it said you guys were still alive. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go check it out. And then I was like, all right, it ended. I was like, what's this? This is like an hour and a half, and they ended it.
We got done talking about there was no news.
I was like, are they not milking anything?
Nah,
Like,
it was just the two of us.
No soapboxes? Yeah. I mean,
you know, Ash half the time is out here like having DMs with folks. He's trying to close them business deals.
he's got friends.
Yeah.
I see how it is.
He's got friends in high places.
Right.
Well, I need friends in high places. My frisbee got stuck in a tree.
Y'all still have frisbees?
No.
People still use frisbees?
No.
I haven't seen one of those since Bush Jr. was president.
Well, I mean, I saw a frisbee in Gotchard when he became like UFO X.
I meant like in person. I haven't like physically.
Like, in person.
Yeah, no. I don't have a dog, so I mean, if I had a dog, maybe like if I was like
I have a dog, but my
like,
dog would. She'd see a frisbee coming at her, and she'd flinch and get smacked in the face with it because that's how my dog is. My dog's a terrible dog.
I had a lab, a chocolate lab that went blind, but it's cool to run around and see shadows. And you know, like he was still playing with his toy stuff, and he brought me the frisbee, and I'm like, so I threw it, and it just ran inside. He'd also walk into like telephone poles and stuff, but like during the day he could still see shadows, but like at night he couldn't see good.
Oh, that's
he was
funny.
like 18 years. He was like 18 years old though. Like
no, my dog's dumb like that as well. Like I'll throw food at her, and if it misses her and hits the ground, she'll just be looking at me, and I'm like, the food's right there. Like your nose doesn't work, and she's like, "What are you talking about? What?" And I got to point to it. I'm like, you're terrible.
Literally pick it up, and there you go.
No, you know, my mom's dog was like that as well. Like I'd throw it, and he'd be like, "Yeah, but I want that one that's on the plate." And then when he gets bored, he'll turn around and be like, "Oh, look, food."
That's
my dog also hates the water.
Intelligent. And I'm like, you sure dogs are hyper intelligent? Like, you sure?
My brother wants to bring my mom's dog here because he's like a little fat staffy, and I'm curious about it as well. But they want to see how if he can walk up and walk down the stairs that's in my unit. And I was like, he'll probably get to the top and get stuck because he won't know what to do.
I had a fat beagle that used to not be able to struggle.
Now, when I was a kid, we had like 3 generations of pit bulls, and like no issues with them in terms of like trying to get them into the shower and things like that. I would shower with my dogs when I was a kid, that type of things. My current dog, nah, she's scared of water. She's like, nope, she will tense up completely like a cat, and I'm like, what? It's just water. So,
Ash, you need a bull mastiff. That's what you need.
The second generation pit bulls that I had were like mixed pit bull and mastiff. So they were like,
that's
hulking.
That's the Terry Crews of dogs. Like, no, thank you. The thing's gonna be like beefed up.
Yeah,
we should get a Great Dane
like dog. So yeah,
you should get a Great Dane mixed with a bull mastiff. I've seen those before, and those things are scary. It's basically a horse, but a dog. Put armor on it.
And then ride it like He-Man.
Yeah.
Yes, that's actually where I was going with that.
Yep. All right. So anything else we got to add?
No, not that I can think. I think we've covered the most off-topic basis as comics.
I got you more off topic.
And we focused a lot on Gotchard for once.
VHS tapes. Cool. Yeah, she got me Jurassic Park and Twister.
Batman.
Tommy Lee Jones and Volcano.
Nice.
She got all the Batmans. So she got the original one, Batman Returns, and like Forever. And I was like, damn, there's a lot of movies in there.
What about Batman and Robin?
I don't know if that's in there. I didn't look through all.
Today at Walmart, actually did see that they were selling steelbooks. One of them was Dread.
Nice.
So they got Dread and Steelbook Blu-ray. So I was like, ooh, I might need to cop that up. Swamp Thing.
The remake of Dread?
Yes. But they also had the
Swamp Thing,
old
the original.
Swamp Thing. Yes, in Steelbook. And that Steelbook cover actually looked really good.
It does, because I've seen photos of it. I have to check.
And it was just sitting there at a Walmart end cap today, and I was like,
I gotta find that, honestly, because that's
so
I love freaking Swamp Thing. I'm mad the series got screwed over and they cut it short, so we missed 2.5 full episodes out of it. The original movie was great. Like, Swamp Thing is so underrated. I need that in my collection. The Blu-ray for the show Swamp Thing is one of the hardest Blu-rays to find. When it's in stock on Amazon, it's like $18, but a lot of people resell it for over $100 because it was like
that's part of the luxury of brick and mortar stores is just like it's there. You only got to compete with the people that that are around you, but you live in California, so
there's a lot of people living around me.
Yeah, exactly.
More people.
I live in the country, so there's higher chance of me getting my hands on it.
Like, you even think about it, because everyone's like, "Oh, you have so many stores, some great stores." I'm like, "Yeah, but there's more people. There's more competition." When I go to Book Off now, people are actively looking for like Toku stuff now and Godzilla stuff. Who when you look at them, you're like, "Nah, they've never seen it in their life. They don't even know what they're looking for." But because I got something buying the Decade CSM. And in my head, I'm like, bro, it's used and they're paying, it was like $350 and they were buying it. And I'm like, sir, that's like used and it says $350 on it. Like, obviously this person does not know what they're getting and what they're spending, because that's way too much. And I guarantee they're going to try and flip it.
It's not good.
Oh, really quick. Do I have the Stranger Things 1 and 2 box sets in the VHS? Yes, we do. Where we got really mad that they didn't do it for 3 and 4, because it looks stupid now having Stranger Things in the VHS style boxes, and they only did the first 2 seasons.
What if they do the other ones in Laserdisc?
I would buy them on Laserdisc. I would buy them on Laserdisc. I have one of my favorite things in my collection. I have Lawnmower Man on Laserdisc. I have The Wrath of Khan on Laserdisc and all sorts of stuff. I don't have a Laserdisc player though. They're a good one, $2.
Hey, turn up.
And they're sealed.
All right. Mark, what you got to promote?
YouTube channel, Nerd Name Mark. I did stuff. I've been actually making content lately. It's been kind of weird, honestly. Not gonna lie.
I have seen those.
Yeah, oddly enough, for some odd reason, in the first 12 hours, episode 4 of Boonboomger Review did better than all of episode 3. And I think it's because I put 3 up on like a Wednesday night or a Thursday. Like, I gotta try and like get them Monday at the
closer to when they popped up.
Yeah, that's the downside, because it's like I'm not watching it until like Sunday night, and then I work Monday, so it's like, and I don't really want to watch them late Saturday and record early Sunday. Podcast is back. I'm gonna be streaming. I'm gonna be doing a lot of the Dragon Ball Super card game Fusion World on Twitch, as well as finishing up. I'm almost done. I'm like halfway through Yokai Watch on the Switch, and then I'll jump into Yokai Watch 4, probably, or Digimon the next order. I haven't decided yet.
Cool.
But yeah, I'm just making a lot of content, actually doing stuff and being active. Now that I've finished Rebirth, I can function as an adult.
I'll probably be doing that for the next couple of days.
No, because after you beat Rebirth, you're going to be like, I want to see what happens next.
No, I'm trying not to think about it. That's
that's the thing. It's like we're past that point now where it's just like, all right. But Ash, you're probably going to be like, after you beat Rebirth, you're going to be like, I need to know what happens next. Like, I gotta see what's about to happen.
We're talking about Discord where I'm just like, I don't know. Like, I need part 3. I don't want to wait another 4 years. I had a friend who just platinumed it yesterday. We were talking about, and he's just like, I need the next one. And I'm like, I know.
Yes.
I was like, we all agree we need part 3 now.
Also, I really appreciate Roni Henshin's. I haven't seen Laserdisc since I was 16. In the year 2000. In the year 2000. And if anyone knows the reference to that, then you're old.
I don't want to think about how old I actually am.
Mm-hmm.
You know what made me feel old? The old chick in Boonboomger is 1 year younger than me. So that's what made me feel old.
Evan, what's a laser disc, dude? Think of a big vinyl record that looks like a CD, and you play movies on and use that to play your movies.
Yeah,
it's basically a DVD that's the size of a record.
Yeah, it's huge as fuck.
It's big.
I will have one to show next week. I will take my Lawnmower Man one out because I have a horror collection of Laserdisc. So I'll grab one next week.
Yeah, you definitely know when you feel old when you're watching Toku and the oldest actor on the cast is younger than you and they're the old person and you're like, oh. Okay.
That's horrible.
All right.
I don't want to talk about it.
All right.
Or the worst is I remember when Steven Seagal was skinny.
Oh my god. And he wasn't played by Will Sasso on that TV.
No. I'm not gonna wait to follow up.
Ash, would you got your remote?
Yeah, YouTube's, Twitter's, Instagram's, Deoxy360. I did a interview with Henry Resilient over on his channel to talk about the Austin St. John drama and stuff like that. Don't know when that interview's coming out because we sort of like recorded it on an unlisted live stream, and I guess that's being edited right now with his people, with his editors. Also check out that interview that I did on Range Command. That's still up. Also check out the other interviews that Range Command did with Amy Jo Johnson and Ryan Parrott. That was really good, so I'll promote them. But apart from that, yeah, just check out my comic review for 118. Still doing the Boonboomger reviews. I'll be doing the Godzilla versus MMPR Part 2 review when that drops. IDW did not give me press releases, which is sad.
Shame.
I don't know if they do press like releases for content creators.
Who?
IDW.
Oh, they do. I'll DM you after.
All right. Cool. But yeah, Ranger Academy review probably dropping as well. So yeah, stuff on the way. Great.
I've got nothing to promote. Tomorrow night's. It's past midnight. Tonight's Toku Rewind that's going to be on Twitch is going to be a best of Toku Rewind. So it's going to be a 6-episode bloodbath of different kind of shows that we've watched in Toku Rewinds before with no context whatsoever. It's just, we're just raw dogging it, just completely raw dogging it when it comes to these shows. If you haven't seen them before, then good luck. But for me and anybody else who's been around for Toku Rewind in the past on Twitch, then you would have the context to it. But it's gonna be crazy. It's definitely gonna be crazy. Off the wall, off the chains, all that stuff. And next week on here, because the weekend right after is the convention in which Austin St. John will be at the convention. I'll be asking, what's the one thing I should ask him?
Right. No, I can't add now because we're live. I don't need a trail of words and.
I think we all know what we want. I think we all know what we want you to ask him.
Who's his favorite triplet from the 3 guys that played the Goldie? Have them rank them on a scale of
Who's
crazy to sane.
Yeah, here's all the trays of Triforia. Rank the trays.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I put the trays on actual like food trays, so you have to move the trays from order of
right
most important to least important. Which tray of Triforia wins the Trifolia, and then I'll just bring out a folio that's gold.
Or you could ask him what some of his favorite quotes are.
What's his favorite nice girl? What were you smoking? Probably nothing, given his pedigree currently, unless it's Gunsmoke.
The show? Oh wow, I'm old.
Yeah, yes, Gunsmoke, the show. Did he watch Ultraman Blazar? No. I mean, if it was me, I'd be just like, what did everybody else have to say about what you said that you are still tight with?
Yeah, but are you going to be cosplaying at the convention?
I'll be wearing that skin suit right there. That meat puppet back there. I'll be wearing its skin.
All right.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice that again until you pointed it.
Yeah, I'm gonna be wearing that meat puppet back there.
Nice.
So,
is that the only one, or?
Yeah, just that. Though I gotta like take that undersuit, put it in the washer, fix it up right after, and all that good shit. Charge up all the lights so they're actually like up and running when I go out there. So
I'm still deciding which Boonboomger cosplay I want to order. I feel like it'd be really messed up if I just start trolling everyone showing up as Boon Pink at PMC. Obviously with the dancer belt and everything else. I mean, no one would know. I'd be like,
you gotta show up there like, hey, get it. Ooh.
I just take the helmet and I just take the tire off and I'm just like, it's me all along.
Konamarkada. It was the whole time.
I'll have the blade one will be done by then. So that'll be good.
Okay. All right.
Cosplay is fun.
Cosplay is definitely fun. Anyway, we're out of here, guys. We will catch you all next week. Maybe Cloudy won't fucking rape our ears when it comes to sound effects.
I haven't so bad.
I don't even know. He just showed up, said nothing, disappeared, showed back up, killed everybody's ears, and then just static. Like he never came back. Never even tried. What was that?
Well, he said in the chat that just the service was really bad at his he's at his folks' place, so the service was really bad. But I'm like, don't make that noise. That's
no. That's other kind of
white. That was white noise. Yeah,
that was a super bad static. Anyway, yeah. On that note, we're out of here. Hopefully, Cloudy will have his redemption arc next week.
Yeah.
He better hit us with like the soft, sultry voice. If he doesn't, well, I guess he's going to be Misty from now on. Until then, we're out of here. Bye.
Bye.
Whoa!